मेरठ और पंजाब के एक शहर में। अब हमने, भारत सरकार ने और यूके ने FTA कर दिया। उस फ्री ट्रेड एग्रीमेंट के माध्यम से हमारे स्पोर्ट्स गुड इंडस्ट्री का भी बहुत प्रबल विकास तेज गति से होने जा रहा है। तो ये सारी चीजें एक समावेश करते हुए देश के युवाओं के सम्मान में, खिलाड़ियों के सम्मान में, खिलाड़ियों को समाज में वो ओहदा देने के लिए, उनकी जीविका के निर्माण के लिए, उसके कौशल के विकास के लिए ये कानून का मसौदा इस सदन में चर्चा के लिए है। मैं अपना पूर्ण समर्थन इस प्रस्ताव को देता हूं। धन्यवाद।
थैंक यू। श्रीमती सुधा मूर्ति जी, you have 5 minutes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir, giving me an opportunity to talk about sports, and particularly I'm going to talk on anti-doping. When Buddha was meditating, he was so thin and he did not care for his body. Sujata came and gave him a glass of milk and said, to achieve something in life, you require good health. And Buddha drank that. Later Siddhartha became Gautama Buddha, and today he represents peace everywhere in the world. He's a global leader in terms of the peace, etc. But the main reason was Sujata, who told him, Sharira Madhyam Khalu Dharma Sadhanam. Body is the mediator, or it's through my body we can do many better things, and we have to look after the body and good health. India is very fortunate. We have a great majority of the youths are in our country, and the wealth of a youth is good health. So to have a good health, you require to play sports. It is one of the essential thing in life to play outside, to play games. Even in terms of psychology, endorphins will release. So sports plays an important role. I'm extremely happy that our government of India, in the leadership of Mr. Modi and Monsoon ji, our sports minister, is coming with a bill or a law on sports law, which is very, very essential. Now we are in par with other global institutions like WADA, 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 and we have NADA, we have lab, our own lab, etc. But this amendment will bring us removing the erroneous part or the less part and making us internationally, globally competitive. I just want to touch one portion in this, that in villages, in rural areas, there is a lot of people, particularly children, who are very good at sports with no connection to the high level or international or even a national level game kind of a facility. Apart from that, they will not even know what is doping, which is my subject today. They won't understand what is doping, what is non-doping. There are many food items they may consume without knowing, intentionally or unintentionally, which may result in doping. And once the person is found out he's doped or she's doped, then you know the consequences. They will be barred from the many months or years, depending on that athletes. They will not know this. So I require, along with this bill, we should have actually awareness program, particularly in rural area where our children are bright. And with Khelo India, they are getting a lot of facility to come up to the national level, but making aware of doping, which is a bad habit, and not knowing this, they may land up somewhere else. So these are a few things which I want to tell. There should be an awareness camp, or to tell children what is doping, why they should not do. And second thing, it should be taught in a regional language. It should be taught in a regional language. Third one is, we should also give them mental counseling. Number 4 is, we should make it mandatory, all these things, so that lot more awareness of doping, and we should not use that. Fifth one is, we should also give them what is the best food which doesn't come under doping, and you should not even touch it. So these are the few things, if we add to the fantastic bill, which is making us great, our Bharat, internationally equal to anyone, so that we can definitely compete in the Olympics, and hope one day we'll also host Olympic Games in our country, and we'll follow these rules. And I want to congratulate once again people involved in this, officers, our minister and our prime minister, and bringing anti-doping bill, making us very proud with the international level. Dhanyawad, Jai Hind.
Thank you. Manya Shri Casey Devi said Chalaji.
खड़े हो जाओ।
You have 3 minutes.
Just 3 minutes, okay sir. धन्यवाद उपसभापति महोदय। महोदय आपने इस महत्वपूर्ण बिल पे बोलने का मुझे मौका दिया है, उसका मैं आपका धन्यवाद करता हूं। साहब, इस देश का नेतृत्व जब मोदी साहब ने संभाला 2014 में, तब हर एक वर्ग, हर एक विस्तार, हर एक विषय के लिए प्लानिंग करी उन्होंने। जब उन्होंने देश का फ्यूचर रोड मैप उन्होंने तैयार किया, तब हमारे देश के अंदर पूर्व की सरकारों ने कभी भी खेल की दुनिया में डेवलपमेंट करने का कभी विचार नहीं किया। पॉलिसी पैरालिसिस से लेकर कोई विजन ना होने के कारण से, फंड्स की एलोकेशन ना होए और इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलपमेंट ना हो, ऐसे प्रकार की स्पोर्ट्स की जो अब भारत देश के अंदर परिस्थिति थी, उसमें से बाहर निकालने के लिए माननीय प्रधानमंत्री मोदी साहब के नेतृत्व में हमारे माननीय मंत्री श्री मनसुख भाई मांडविया जी के विजन के तहत जो स्पोर्ट्स गवर्नेंस बिल 2025 का आज ये डिस्कशन हो रहा है। महोदय, ये बिल एक बहुत महत्वपूर्ण बिल है। आने वाले समय के अंदर भारत देश को, जो देश अपना हर एक विस्तार, हर एक वर्ग के अंदर, हर एक विषय के अंदर विकास कर रहा है, उसको एक खेल महासत्ता बनाने की तरफ ये बिल ले जा रहा है। महोदय, बिल के अंदर एक स्पोर्ट्स रेगुलेटरी बोर्ड जो हमारे राष्ट्रीय स्पोर्ट्स फेडरेशंस को ओवरसी करेंगे, एक स्ट्रक्चरल फ्रेमवर्क तैयार करेंगे, और जो काफ़ी समय से पॉलिसी के ब्लैंक स्पॉट्स थे उनको भरने के लिए जो लीगल फ्रेमवर्क बनाए हैं, उसके थोड़े मैं मुद्दे रखूं। जो हमारा नेशनल स्पोर्ट्स गवर्निंग बॉडीज़ हैं, जिनके माध्यम से, इस बिल के माध्यम से नेशनल ओलंपिक की कमेटी बनेगी, पैरालंपिक कमेटी बनेगी, नेशनल स्पोर्ट्स फेडरेशंस का निर्माण किया जाएगा। इस सब के माध्यम से देश के स्पोर्ट्स का विषय आगे बढ़ेगा। केंद्र सरकार ने एक खेलो भारत नीति के माध्यम से भारत देश को एक स्पोर्ट 2047 तक टॉप 5 नेशंस में लाने का जो रोड मैप रखा है, उसके मूल जो कोई विचार हो तो अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर भारत आगे आए, ग्रास रूट लेवल से हमारा टैलेंट स्पॉटिंग हो, वहां से चालू करके मजबूत कोचिंग और ट्रेनिंग सिस्टम्स के माध्यम से हमारे स्पोर्ट्समैन आगे बढ़े, कॉम्पिटिटिव लीग्स में भाग लें, और इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर जो सरकार बना रही है उसके माध्यम से देश का नाम रोशन करे। स्पोर्ट्स एक इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ इंजन भी आने वाले समय में बनने जा रहा है। स्पोर्ट्स टूरिज्म हम देख रहे हैं, हमारे यहाँ मेजर इवेंट्स हमारे भारत देश के अंदर पिछले 10 साल के अंदर करने में आए हैं, जैसे कि मेंस हॉकी चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी, अंडर 17 वर्ल्ड कप, फुटबॉल मेंस हॉकी वर्ल्ड कप, FID चेस ओलंपियाड, मोटर GP भारत। इस प्रकार के इंटरनेशनल लेवल के स्पोर्ट्स के जो हमारे देश के अंदर करने में आए। महोदय, आपने सिर्फ 3 मिनट दिए हैं, इसलिए ज्यादा
आपकी पार्टी
ज्यादा ना खेलते खेलते तो नहीं कहते। महत्वपूर्ण बजट भी दिया गया है मंत्रालय की तरफ से। एक समय में 2014 में जो 1640 करोड़ का बजट था, वो आज 3800 के आसपास का बजट करा गया है। खेलो इंडिया ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन के माध्यम से हजार करोड़ खेलो इंडिया के माध्यम से इस देश के अंदर बहुत सारा इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर खड़ा कर रहा है।
प्लीज कंक्लूड।
महोदय, सब नाम ना लेते, हमारे देश के अंदर आज घर घर के अंदर सब जानते हैं हमारे ओलंपिक मेडलिस्ट जो भारत का नाम रोशन कर रहे हैं। मैं सबका नाम ना लेते हुए एक नाम मैं आज लेना चाहूंगा। हमारे जम्मू कश्मीर विस्तार से एक 18 साल के हमारे वर्ल्ड्स फर्स्ट फीमेल आर्मलेस आर्चर श्री शीतल देवी जी, हम सब ने उनको भारत का नाम रोशन करते हुए देखा। ये एक भारत की एक विकास गाथा की एक एग्जाम्पल है महोदय। हमारी नारी शक्ति का एक एग्जाम्पल है। हमारी बेटी जिन्होंने, एक जम्मू कश्मीर के विपक्ष के नेता कहते हैं कि जम्मू कश्मीर में क्या हो, मैं कहता हूं ये एक दाखला लीजिए। 17 साल की हमारी बेटी भारत का नाम पूरे दुनिया के अंदर रोशन करके आई है।
थैंक यू।
इस प्रकार का काम आगे बढ़ता रहे और भारत एक विश्व खेल में महासत्ता बने, उस प्रकार का जब माहौल खड़ा हो रहा है, तो मैं सिर्फ इतना कहूंगा कि आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री मोदी साहब का जो विजन है विकसित भारत 2047 का, उसमें सब विभाग का विकास होना चाहिए।
Thank you.
खेल एक महत्वपूर्ण विषय है। इस बिल के माध्यम से भारत एक खेल का महासत्ता बनेगा और इस बिल का मैं समर्थन करते हुए मेरी बात को शॉर्ट में खत्म करता हूं।
Thank you.
धन्यवाद।
Thank you.
3 मिनट में क्या बोलेंगे?
Srimati P.T. Usha ji.
Honorable Chairman, sir, I am grateful to you for giving me this opportunity to express my thoughts in this August House about this landmark legislation, which is close to my heart. Chairman, sir, today is a day of immense personal and national significance, with deep emotion, pride, and a sense of nearing towards historic justice. We as a nation and a civilizational continuity have always been invested in sports. As our Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji had mentioned in his speech during 141st IOC session in Mumbai, that I quote, "We Indians are not only sport lovers, but we live our lives in sports." And the evidence of sporting history in archaeological remains, including one site where the remains of 10,000-seater stadium were found, signifies that this was not just India's heritage, but that of the entire world. We, the Bharatiya, are hence the holders of historic and civilizational legacy in sports, not just to ourselves, but to the world. Our past is evidence of our greater role in sports. As an athlete, as a sports person who has worn the tricolor closer to the heart, and now as a president of the Indian Olympic Association and a member of this house, I have long awaited this moment, a moment that has remained a dream since 1985. Let me take you back to 1984. It was Los Angeles Olympics. I was just 20-year old when I missed an Olympic bronze medal in 400-meter hurdles by 1/100th of a second. That day, my heart broke, not just for myself, but for an entire generation of Indian athletes who had the strength, the will, the courage, but not the system, not the apparatus to handhold us efficiently through our journey. There was no comprehensive sports law to support the dreams we carried in our hearts. No institutional mechanism to protect the athletes, to promote transparency, or to ensure fair play in governance. Since then, 4 decades have passed, with nothing much changing in terms of addressing the stagnant status quo. For 40 years, many of us in the sporting fraternity have hoped, prayed, and worked tirelessly for promulgating the legislation that would place the athlete at the very center of India's sporting ecosystem that is rightful, natural, and justified. Today, the hope has transformed the action and legislation. I congratulate the Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji, the Sports Minister Marsukh Mandavia ji, and the government for presenting a visionary and long overdue framework in the form of National Sports Governance Bill 2025. This will usher in accountability, transparency, gender parity, and a merit-based approach in how sports federations function in our country. It will empower athletes, make governance athletic-centric, and build confidence among sponsors, federations, and international partners. This bill is not beyond governance. It is about justice and fair play. It is about ensuring that every young girl from village in Kerala or a boy from mountains of Himachal dreaming of participating in the Olympics will have a system that believes in them, encouraging and supporting them as much as they believe in themselves. Honorable Chairman, sir, this legislation comes at the time when India is dreaming big, dreaming Olympic, dreaming for its rightful share in the global sporting fraternity. Under the visionary leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji, India has
Honorable
set
member will have
its
to
sight
conclude.
full one hosting in 2036 Olympics. In one more minute.
Please.
I would again quote the Honorable Prime Minister that I quote, "Sport is not a medium of winning medals, but it is a medium to win people to heart. Sport belongs to everyone. It is for everyone. Sport not only creates champions, it also promotes peace, progress, and wellness, and a very strong and empowered medium for connecting the world." For Bharat, this is not just a bid, it is a declaration of her capabilities and a clarion call for diplomacy through sports. Our Olympic bid is also an emphatic declaration that Bharat is ready, capable, and determined to take its rightful place on the global sporting stage. This bill is a critical pillar of that grand vision. Without robust governance and well laid out statutes, the dream of hosting the Olympics and emerging as global sporting powerhouse would remain incomplete. It is this government commitment to the Vikasit Bharat, a developed India, that truly reflects in this legislation. Let us not see this only as a legal framework. Let us see this as a moral promise, a promise that athletes will no longer be let down by the opaque system or internal politics. That talent will celebrate it, not sidelined. That India will not just participate, but compete, win, and lead.
Honorable member.
One more. As someone who once ran a barefoot on a clay track and who now stands here in Parliament with the responsibility of representing both athletes and citizens, I can say with full conviction, this bill will change lives. Let me also bring out the needs for most critical segment in sports administration and fair conduct. That is the need for a very strong and resolute legislation on anti-doping mechanisms. The National Anti-Doping Amendment Bill 2025 has assured NADA's operational independence and the creation of National Board for Anti-Doping in Sports with powers to oversee NADA and advise the government to anti-doping rules. We have entered a new era where the effective curbing of the menace of doping can be independently addressed. Let me also state that it is through such effective legislation that we can improve our image and evolve as a sporting superpower by bringing in a new culture of clean sport, and our commitment to clean athletics can be achieved by adhering to stringent regulations. I would also like to point out that stringent measures are now taken to ensure dope-free athlete and dope-free Bharat so that our dream of hosting the Olympic is paved smooth by cleaning up the sports sector by the landmark legislations. In
Please.
conclusion, I thank Honorable Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji and Sri Marsukh Mandavia ji and the Government of India for listening to the voice of the athletes, past and present. I thank my fellow members for overwhelming support this bill has received. And I say to every young athlete watching today, आपका समय आ गया है, your time has come. देश बदल गया है और आपका सपना देश से साकार होगा क्योंकि मोदी सरकार आपका साथ है हर कदम हर मोड़ और हर क्षण पर. I would conclude by saying every young Indian waiting to fulfill their dream to become successful in sports, in athletics, this will illuminate their path with clarity and purpose. The nation stand with you, for you, and because of you. Let this be the beginning of India's sporting golden age and a Khel Krida Amritkal. Jai Hind,
Thank
Jai
you.
Bharat.
Thank you. Thank you. Dr. Parmar Jashwant Singh Salam Singh.
Thank you, Honorable Vice Chairman, sir. I rise to speak on the National Sports Governance Bill 2025, a landmark step in India's journey towards transparent, accountable, and athlete-centric sports governance. Sir, under the visionary leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji, the last 11 years have seen a revolution in India's sports ecosystem. From state-of-the-art infrastructure, increased budgetary commitment, and talent grooming from the remotest corners, preparing India for hosting mega events like upcoming Under-20 Athletics Championship and potentially the 2036 Olympics. Sir, why this bill is necessary? The existing National Sports Code of 2011 was only a set of guidelines, not a binding law. Many national sports federations ignored these mandates, delaying elections, excluding sports persons from decision-making, and failing to submit audited accounts. This opened the door to political interference and financial opacity. Sir, we must not forget the painful lessons of the past. In 2012, under the Congress-led government, the Indian Olympic Association was suspended by the International Olympic Committee for violating the Olympic Charter. Indian athletes had to compete under a neutral flag, a moment of deep shame for the nation. Scandals like the 2010 Commonwealth Games further tarnished our global reputation. Sir, the salient features of the bill creates a national sports board to oversee governance of all recognized sports bodies, including the BCCI for the first time, ensuring uniformity, transparency, and accountability. It empowers the board to suspend or derecognize anybody that fails to publish audited accounts, misuse public funds, or neglect timely elections. Importantly, Section 115(2) designates recognized sports organizations as a public authorities under the RTI Act 2005, enabling citizens to hold them accountable. Sir, the bill mandates every national sports federation to form the athletes committee so that the sports persons have a legitimate voice in governance with the representation on executive committees. Another historic feature is the establishment of a national sports tribunal to swiftly resolve sports disputes, clearing nearly 350 pending cases from our courts and building a robust body of sports jurisprudence in India. In conclusion, the bill is not just about rules and structures, it is about protecting our athletes, restoring public trust, and positioning India as a global sports powerhouse. I wholeheartedly support this timely and far-sighted legislation, and I also congratulate our Prime Minister, sir, and Sports Minister, sir, and I urge the House to pass it with unanimity for the future of Indian sports. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Shri Sana Satish Babu.
Thank you, Vice Chairman, sir. Sir, I stand here to support the National Sports Governance Bill 2025 on behalf of Telugudesam Party, on behalf of my Honorable Chief Minister Nara Chandrababu Naidu garu, who is supporting this bill. Nara Chandrababu Naidu, in his leadership, we formed the Sports Policy 2429, which is placed in Andhra Pradesh. As a sportsman, myself, as the Secretary of Andhra Cricket Association, I know the real champions are made at grassroots. This bill is a big step towards building the complete system from finding talent in rural villages to ensuring the fair governance and athletic care. Sir, this landmark bill is a game changer for Indian sports, giving a clear legal framework to run National Sports Federation with a honesty, fairness, and transparency. For the first time, athletic protection at the center. With the safe sports rules, quick grievances systems, and fair selection process. Sir, this establishing the National Sports Tribunal in this bill is modeled at the world-class famous court of arbitration of sport. It gives resolve the disputes smoothly and fairly. And one more thing, sir, this age limits and between 25 to 70, it will give the balance, the youth and experience in the governance. It's good for the governing councils, sir. Through the national panel electoral officers, the election cleanness of the elections of the body with these electoral officers is going, the clean governance will come in this thing, sir. Sir, as per the clause 30 of this bill, empowering the center to adopt the international best practices, preferably aligned with our state roadmaps under the Honorable CM Nana Chandrababu Naidu garu, from hosting the national events, improving the rural facilities, and integrated artificial intelligence and data analytics in the athletic training, sir. Sir, So here I mentioned about my parent body, BCCI. This is a clear benchmark for all the sport bodies can follow this model of Excel. As this is the most successful example for the sports governing and management. Since 2019, has grown in professionalism and global respect. With the cricket returning to the Olympics in 2028,
Please
India
conclude.
has been golden chance to shine this world, sir. Sir, India aiming the host 2026 Summer Olympics, this bill will prepare our sports governance for the world stage. Under the strong leadership of Narendra Modi ji, Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi, it will be create better system, nurture the champions and make it India proud and bigger stage in the global sports, sir. I congratulate Honorable Sports Minister Mansukh Wadia ji for the getting this bill, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Srimati Dharamshila Gupta ji.
माननीय उपसभापति महोदय, आपका आभार। आपने आज इस महत्वपूर्ण बिल पर बोलने का मुझे अवसर दिया है। आज जब मैं राष्ट्रीय खेल सुशासन विधेयक 2025 पर चर्चा के लिए खड़ी हूं, तो मुझे गर्व है कि यह विधेयक हमारे देश के खेल इतिहास में एक नए युग की शुरुआत करने जा रहा है। मैं माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के प्रति आभार व्यक्त करना चाहती हूं कि यह बिल आधी आबादी के सम्मान में लाया गया है। मैं माननीय खेल मंत्री आदरणीय मनसुख मांडविया जी के प्रति भी आभार व्यक्त करना चाहती हूं कि उनके प्रयास से यह बिल लाया गया है और उन्होंने अपने संबोधन में कहा है कि स्पोर्ट्स नेशन कमीशन में 4 महिला प्रतिनिधि भी रहेंगी। यह केवल खेलों के प्रशासनिक सुधार का प्रयास नहीं है, बल्कि यह एक ऐसी व्यवस्था की स्थापना का संकल्प है जिसमें पारदर्शिता, जवाबदेही और नैतिकता सर्वोच्च हो। इस विधेयक के माध्यम से खिलाड़ियों के अधिकारों की रक्षा, खेल के विकास का स्पष्ट रोड मैप और शिकायतों के समयबद्ध समाधान की ठोस व्यवस्था सुनिश्चित होंगी। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में बीते वर्षों में खेलों का स्वरूप ही बदल गया है। पूर्व की सरकार ने खेल पर कोई ध्यान नहीं दिया था और युवाओं की प्रतिभा को आगे बढ़ने नहीं दिया था, लेकिन आज खेल केवल मनोरंजन का माध्यम नहीं बल्कि राष्ट्र निर्माण का एक सशक्त साधन बन चुके हैं। खेलो इंडिया ने गांव-गांव में खेल की संस्कृति को पुनर्जीवित किया। टारगेट ओलंपिक पोडियम स्कीम ने खिलाड़ियों को विश्व स्तरीय प्रशिक्षण और संसाधन उपलब्ध कराए और फिट इंडिया मूवमेंट ने पूरे देश को स्वास्थ्य और खेल के महत्व के प्रति जागरूक किया। टोक्यो ओलंपिक और पैरा ओलंपिक में भारत का अब तक का सर्वश्रेष्ठ प्रदर्शन, एशियाई खेलों और कॉमनवेल्थ में लगातार बढ़ता पदक संख्या, यह सब इस सरकार की दूरदर्शी नीतियों और खिलाड़ियों के प्रति प्रतिबद्धता का प्रमाण है। यह माननीय प्रधानमंत्री आदरणीय मोदी जी की सोच है कि एक महिला सांसद होने के नाते मैं यह भली भांति समझती हूँ कि खेलों में महिलाओं की भागीदारी और सुरक्षित माहौल कितना महत्वपूर्ण है। यह विधेयक हर खिलाड़ी, चाहे वह पुरुष हो या महिला हो, को समान अवसर और निष्पक्ष व्यवस्था का भरोसा देता है। यह सुनिश्चित करेगा कि खेलों में केवल प्रतिभा और मेहनत का मूल्यांकन हो, न कि किसी अन्य आधार पर भेदभाव। आज हमारे देश में खेल महज एक प्रतियोगिता नहीं बल्कि सामाजिक परिवर्तन का माध्यम बन रहे हैं। इस विधेयक के जरिए हम न केवल खेलों में सुशासन की नई परंपरा स्थापित करेंगे बल्कि एक ऐसी पीढ़ी तैयार करेंगे जो अनुशासन, ईमानदारी और देशभक्ति को जीवन के हर क्षेत्र में अपनाएगी।
थैंक यू।
मैं पूरे विश्वास के साथ कहती हूं कि राष्ट्रीय खेल सुशासन विधेयक 2025 भारत को खेल महाशक्ति बनाने की दिशा में एक निर्णायक कदम है और आने वाले वर्षों में हमारे देश की खेल प्रतिभाओं को विश्व के शिखर तक पहुंचाएगा। इसलिए मैं इस विधेयक का पूर्ण समर्थन करती हूँ। धन्यवाद।
थैंक यू।
माननीय सभासदों, माननीय सभापति जी,
अभी सदन की कार्रवाई शुरू नहीं हुई, अभी आप बेल में आ जा रही हैं। आखिर क्यों आप बेल में आ रही हैं? नहीं, आप लोग बेल में क्यों आ रहे हैं? अरे एक आपके सामने एक महत्वपूर्ण विधेयक माइंस का और खनन का खनिज विकास निगम और विनियमन विधेयक है। तो आइटम नंबर 21 खान और खनिज विकास और विनियमन संशोधन विधेयक 2025। माननीय मंत्री जी,
आदरणीय अध्यक्ष महोदय जी, with your permission, I rise to move that the bill further to amend the Mines and Mineral Development and Regulation Act 1957
सुप्रीम कोर्ट का डिसीजन देखा
be taken into the
सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने
consideration.
क्या कहा है? एक मिनट माननीय मंत्री जी, माननीय मंत्री जी, आप ये मामला सुप्रीम कोर्ट में विचाराधीन है और सुप्रीम कोर्ट में SIR का मामला विचाराधीन है और सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कहा जो इलेक्शन कमीशन का स्टैंड है वो सही है। माननीय मंत्री जी,
आदरणीय अध्यक्ष जी, 2014 में आदरणीय नरेंद्र मोदी जी प्रधानमंत्री बनने से पहले देश का माइनिंग सेक्टर का स्थिति क्या थी सभी लोगों को मालूम है। सारी देश जल चुकी है। कांग्रेस के राज में माइंस के बारे में हर दिन मीडिया में हर दिन हेडलाइंस ब्रेकिंग लाइंस में होता था। अलग अलग कोर्ट्स अलग अलग जजमेंट भी दिया गया। सुप्रीम कोर्ट में लिटिगेशन सिलसिला चला था। आज सुप्रीम कोर्ट जजमेंट के बाद आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी उनके नेतृत्व में 2014 में 2021 में 2023 में MMDR एक्ट को 3 बार रिफॉर्म्स लाए गए। आज आपका अनुमति से आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के मार्गदर्शन में इस एक्ट में 6 अमेंडमेंट्स, बहुत महत्वपूर्ण अमेंडमेंट्स आज संसद के सामने जो माइनिंग सेक्टर के हित के लिए, जो देश के आज जो डिमांड है, माइनिंग सेक्टर के द्वारा रोजगार बढ़ना चाहिए, माइनिंग सेक्टर के द्वारा देश के क्रिटिकल मिनरल्स मिलना चाहिए। आज जो भारत में माइनिंग सेक्टर के देखते हुए आज इस बदलाव लाए गए। अध्यक्ष जी, 2015 से पहले जो पार्टी सत्ता में थे, जो माइन्स का अलॉटमेंट कैसा होता था, सफेद पेपर के ऊपर कुछ लोग लिख के देते थे, आज माइन्स अलॉटमेंट होता था। आज स्थिति क्या है? 2015 से आज तक एक भी ऐसा इंसिडेंट नरेंद्र मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में माइनिंग सेक्टर में एक इंसिडेंट नहीं है। पूरे ट्रांसपेरेंसी के साथ, पारदर्शिता के साथ आज माइनिंग सेक्टर रिफॉर्म्स लाया गया नरेंद्र मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में। पहले क्या स्थिति थे? पूरे भ्रष्टाचारी होता था, पूरे माफिया होता था। आज ये स्थिति पूरा बदलाव हो गया। आज आपको मालूम है उनके राज्य में जो अलॉटमेंट किए थे, लगभग 104 कोल माइंस को सुप्रीम कोर्ट रद्द कर आज उसका ऑक्शन करने के लिए आदेश दिए थे। ये स्थिति थी। इसलिए मैं बताना चाहता हूं, आज नरेंद्र मोदी जी के आदेश में जो बदलाव आज आए हैं, आज इसकी पूरा समर्थन आज देश के जनता से है। मैं इसीलिए आज जो 6 अमेंडमेंट्स है, इस अमेंडमेंट्स को भी मैं पूरे लोगों से अनुरोध करता हूं। ये और मिनरल आज भारत का पुकार है, दुनिया में जियो पॉलिटिक्स हो रहे, क्रिटिकल मिनरल्स का डिमांड है। आज सेलफोन से लेके विमान तक, एग्रीकल्चर से लेके हर सेक्टर तक आज क्रिटिकल मिनरल का जरूरी है। डिफेंस से लेके स्पेस टेक्नोलॉजी तक डिफरेंट क्रिटिकल मिनरल्स का जरूरत है। इसलिए जो आज 6 अमेंडमेंट से आए गए, मैं आपसे मैं प्रार्थना करता हूं, इस यूनानिमसली सभी लोगों से सुझाव लेकर इस जो अमेंडमेंट्स को पास करने के लिए मैं आपसे अनुरोध करता हूं।
मंत्री जी अपील कर रहे हैं, माननीय मंत्री जी, कि सभी लोगों के सुझाव लिए जाए, क्योंकि उन्होंने विस्तार से आज वर्तमान सरकार की नीतियों पर प्रकाश डाला है और उसके पूर्ववर्ती सरकार पे, और जिस तरह से उन्होंने क्रिटिकल मिनरल्स के विकास के लिए अगर कुछ संशोधन लेकर के आ रहे हैं, तो उस क्रिटिकल मिनरल्स को अभी तक जिसका फायदा, ये बिल स्टेट गवर्नमेंट के हित में है। जो रॉयल्टी आएगी वो आपके स्टेट को जाएगी। ये बिल माननीय मंत्री जी ला रहे हैं भारत सरकार, लेकिन इसका जो पैसा आएगा, क्रिटिकल मिनरल्स की जो परमिशन दी जाएगी, उसकी जो भी रॉयल्टी होगी वो सभी राज्यों को जाएगी। तो आप क्या राज्य में पैसा जाए इसका विरोध करेंगे? क्या राज्य में आपको अगर किसी अमेंडमेंट से गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया के इस बिल से लाभ होना है तो आप इसका विरोध कर रहे हैं? आप राज्य को आर्थिक रूप से मजबूत नहीं होने देना चाहते हैं? आपके सुझाव जानना, आपकी इस पर क्या राय है? अगर ये अमेंडमेंट जो बिल आया है, ये एक क्रिटिकल मिनरल्स को के स्कोप को बढ़ाने के लिए, चाहे वो कोबाल्ट हो, चाहे वो आयरन ओर हो, चाहे वो कोल हो, उसमें जो भी क्रिटिकल मिनरल है, तो मैं चाहता हूं कि आप लोग भी भाग लीजिए। श्रीमती मालविका देवी, श्रीमती मालविका देवी।
Thank you, Chairman, sir. I rise today with a heart full of hope and a vision for a stronger, more prosperous Bharat. I rise to speak in support of a landmark piece of legislation, the Mines and Minerals Development and Regulation Amendment Bill 2025. This is a Sankalp Patra, a solemn promise and pledge to the people of our nation. It is a promise to unlock the immense treasures that lie buried in the heart of our motherland and to ensure that this wealth becomes a tool for empowerment of every single Bharatiya. Beneath our feet is a repository of our past glory and the seed of our future prosperity. But for decades, the path to this prosperity has been riddled with obstacles. Our mining sector has been held hostage to outdated laws and regulatory constraints which have restricted ease of doing business. The past governments had been unfair, and we need to look into the annals of history as they didn't do justice to our resources. On the 21st of December 1957, the Minister of Mines and Oils, K.D. Malviyaji, got the bill, introduced the Mines and Minerals Regulation and Development Bill 1957. He treated the private sector with suspicion. Major minerals such as coal, lignite, minerals, oils, iron ore were all under this, not allowed for public sector. Mines and Minerals Regulation Act 1957 was further amended in 1972, then again in 1986. But the severe regulatory regime introduced by the MMDR in 1957 and the statutory amendments of 72 and 86 continued till the early 90s. The amendments in the bills seem to perpetuate government control. Today, Modi ji's dream is different. He wants to give control out of that. He is not the one who wants to control everything. He is working towards a strengthening Bharat, the story of Bharat, and unchaining the potential of India's mines and resources. The bill is a beacon of transparency, a catalyst for growth, and a testament to our commitment to Antyodaya. The bill will empower Bharat in three fundamental ways. The first, it addresses the urgent need for critical minerals and secures their supply chains from lithium to cobalt, and other rare earth elements. These minerals drive India's economic growth story. They are indispensable to a clean future through their usage in EVs and renewable energy. It would not be far from the truth to say that these minerals will drive Bharat's Amrit Kal. The bill empowers the central government to exclusively auction these mineral blocks, ensuring standardization and reducing days, which was a big problem in the past. By fast-tracking the auction process, it will reduce our import dependence and enhance our strategic autonomy. Secondly, the technological and engineering prowess of Indian talent will not be limited to our national boundaries. The NMET, the National Mineral Exploration Trust, by allowing it to fund exploration activities abroad as well. In the face of challenges to the global supply chains, this forward-looking decision by our Modi Sarkar will secure access to resources. The bill has managed to exemplify the mantra of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. Earlier, our private sector used to hesitate about mineral exploration due to high risk of nature of the enterprise. However, by introducing this, the government has come forward with a clear message to the corporations. We stand shoulder to shoulder with you. We want to take India forward. We want to make Bharat successful. The license provides an incentive, a share in the auction value of a mining lease if a private explorer proves a resource.
Kindly conclude.
The bill enshrines the principle of sustainable and inclusive development. We are not just focused on what we extract from the earth, but the district mineral funds are a revolutionary step. This is not charity, it is a right of everyone. Orissa is a land of gods. It is the land of Mahaprabhu Jagannath. It is also blessed with abundance of nature's bounty, which sadly was never used. For the people of Kalahandi, Kyonjhar, Sundargarh, Koraput and Mayurbhanj, who still live in the immense rich iron ore deposits and bauxite deposits, this bill brings a promise of better life. The revenue generated from the transparent auction of these mines, the DM funds, think of the tribal communities and how they will develop. Kalahandi will develop. The bill is an emotional contract with the people. One last line, sir. Bharat ki Khan, Modi ji ka मान. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson, sir. I rise to speak on the Mines and Minerals Development and Regulation Amendment Bill 2025. In the last 10 years under the NDA government, under the leadership of Sri Narendra Modi ji, India's mining sector has been strong and sustained growth. Since 2015, 385 mineral blocks have been auctioned with 50 mines already in production. Iron ore production more than doubled from 129 million tons in 2014-15 to record 289 million tons in 2024-25. Limestone production rose significantly from 295 million tons to 406 million tons in the same period. The sector's gross value added increased from 2.9 lakhs crores to 3.18 lakh crores between 2014 and 15 and 2023-23. This bill builds on the progress by improving transparency, accelerating approvals, and empowering states, all essential steps towards India's mineral security and continued economic growth. I wish to highlight some of its most commendable projects. Clause 2, which defines and facilitates a regulated mineral exchange, is a game changer. This will bring transparency and fair price discovery, aligning us with global benchmarks like the London Metal Exchange. It eliminates the opaque practices of the past, boosts investor confidence, and ensures the public gets its due share of the mineral wealth. Clause 3 allows for a one-time continuous area extension for deep-seated mineral leases. This is pragmatic approach that will significantly accelerate the exploration of production of critical minerals like lithium, cobalt, and rare earths, which are vital for our energy transition and strategic resilience. Class 6, which removes the need for prior central government approval for certain licenses, is a powerful example of cooperative freedom. By empowering states that provisions seamless, the licensing process reduces red tape and enables faster operationalization of mines. This is a win for both state revenue and the national goal of a mineral self-sustainability. Turning to my home state, Andhra Pradesh, while the central government has been driving progressive reforms, unfortunately, our state mining sector has faced severe setbacks in the last 5 years.
Kindly conclude. Please kindly conclude.
The previous government such setbacks in the last 5 years. The previous administration so-called freestyle policy was discharges. It resulted in the investment environmental destruction, including degradation and led to an estimate loss of near about 7,000 crores. But today, under the dynamic leadership of our new Chief Minister, our Sri Rajya Sabha, things are finally turning around. We are bringing transparency back. Our new minor mineral policy 2025 will resolve nearly 1,100 pending cases through a one-time settlement scheme. By reviving the first come, first served policy
Your point is well
for
taken.
minor
Please
minerals,
kindly
we are
conclude.
encouraging new.
Your point is already well taken. Kindly conclude.
Sir, please. Sir, in Andhra Pradesh and other states, royalty and limestone is based on the mining quantities, sir. But proximity of limestone mines to cement plants makes accurate estimation difficult. One second, sir. Leading to revenue losses, sir. To address this, royalty can be changed on a pro rata basis on cement production, calculated from the limestone required to
Please kindly conclude.
So this method
Please kindly conclude.
So one second. This method will simplify monitoring, improve transparency, and ensure the state gets the rightful revenue without relying solely on direct mine output measurements. So clinker and fly ash are sometimes mixed to make bricks.
You have already spoken. Your point has been well taken. Murthy. Sriyam Guru Murthy ji. Sriyam Guru Murthy ji.
Thank you, Honorable Chairman, sir, for giving me the opportunity to speak on Mines and Minerals Amendment Bill 2025. This seeks to modernize India's mining laws. The bill introduced several transformative reforms, but also raises serious concerns that must be addressed to ensure inclusive and responsible development, sir. So I'll address some few positive points. Sir, in section 6A, the bill allows one-time expansion of mining lease areas for deep-seated minerals, sir, up to 10% for leaseholders and 30% for composite license holders, sir. This enables mining of continuous deposits deeper than 200 meters, sir, reducing operational costs and improving resource utilization, sir. Sir, section 15B and 8th schedule, sir, strategic and critical minerals added to existing license will not incur additional charges, sir. This benefits industries essential to defense, clean energy and electronics while reducing India's import dependency in a key sector, sir. In section 8A, 18B, the 50% scale cap on captive mines is removed, allowing full scale of surplus production. Additionally, the establishment of regulated mineral exchange will ensure transparent and efficient and competitive mineral trading, sir. Sir, some few concerns, sir. Sir, this bill omits explicit requirements of compliance with Article 338A of 9, sir, the Panchayati Act, sir, and Forest Rights Act, sir. This undermines tribal rights and scheduled areas.
Mohan Agrawal ji, Shri Bijmohan Agrawal ji, Shri Bijmohan Agrawal ji, please kindly conclude. I have already just mentioned anything.
सभापति महोदय, मैं माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी को, माननीय जी किशन रेड्डी जी को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद और बधाई देता हूं कि खान एवं खनिज विकास अधिनियम संशोधन 2025 लाया गया है। ये एक ऐसा बिल है जिस बिल के माध्यम से आदिवासी क्षेत्रों की, खनन क्षेत्रों की और वन क्षेत्रों का तेजी से विकास होगा और जो प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने उन क्षेत्रों के विकास के लिए 3% डीएमएफ फंड को बढ़ाया है, रॉयल्टी को 3% किया है, उसे छत्तीसगढ़ को, मध्य प्रदेश को, राजस्थान को, उड़ीसा को, झारखंड को, वहाँ के आदिवासी क्षेत्रों का तेजी से विकास होगा। माननीय सभापति महोदय, मैं छत्तीसगढ़ राज्य से आता हूँ। छत्तीसगढ़ में 37% कोल और लिग्नाइट है, 22% आयरन है, 36% लाइमस्टोन है, 12% बॉक्साइट है, परंतु उसके बाद भी उस क्षेत्र में जो गरीब लोग रहते हैं उनके विकास के बारे में पहली बार किसी ने सोचा तो आदरणीय नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने सोचा, जी किशन रेड्डी जी ने सोचा और इनके माध्यम से तेजी से विकास होगा। हमारा जो इतना ऐसे जो मिनरल्स है जैसे लिग्नाइट है, लिथियम है, कोबाल्ट है, दुर्लभ मृदा है, छत्तीसगढ़ में लिथियम मिला है और वो लिथियम के माध्यम से हमारी जो बैटरीज हैं उनके लिए लिथियम मिला है। उस लिथियम के माध्यम से पूरे देश की विदेशी मुद्रा बचेगी और हमारे जो सोलर ऊर्जा है वो भी तेजी से विकसित होगा। माननीय सभापति महोदय, समाप्त करें। मैं माननीय मंत्री जी से एक बात का आग्रह करना चाहूंगा कि डीएमएफ फंड का जो उपयोग है वो उन क्षेत्रों में ठीक तरीके से हो पाए, इसके लिए उनको रेगुलेटिंग इस नियम में लाया है। और पूर्व में कांग्रेस की सरकार के जमाने में कोल में इतना बड़ा भ्रष्टाचार हुआ, उसके कारण गरीब क्षेत्रों का विकास नहीं हुआ। मैं आपसे आग्रह करना चाहता हूं कि माननीय मंत्री जी छत्तीसगढ़ के विकास के लिए, आदिवासी क्षेत्रों के विकास के लिए, अनुसूचित क्षेत्रों के विकास के लिए, वन क्षेत्रों के विकास के लिए ये जो कानून है ये महत्वपूर्ण कानून है, मैं समर्थन करता हूं और आपने समय दिया उसके लिए धन्यवाद।
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, sir. I rise today in support of the Mines and Minerals Development Regulation Amendment Bill to 2025 and to place on record my strong support for its provisions. This is not just a change in the law, it is a decisive step by our Honorable Prime Minister towards securing Bharat's mineral future with foresight, efficiency and strategic clarity. Minerals today are not only an economic resource, they are a strategic asset. Critical minerals are the new oil. They will power electric mobility, renewable energy, advanced manufacturing and defense capabilities. Securing them is as important as securing our borders. This bill, sir,
माननीय मंत्री जी,
addresses
माननीय मंत्री जी,
several
माननीय मंत्री जी,
माननीय अध्यक्ष जी, भारत की ग्रोथ स्टोरी में माइनिंग सेक्टर एक इम्पोर्टेंट पिलर है। सारी भारत की नहीं, सारी दुनिया में रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी, इलेक्ट्रिक मोबिलिटी, कटिंग एज टेक्नोलॉजीज में आज क्रिटिकल मिनरल्स का बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है। आज में अध्यक्ष जी, देश में जो आज भारत लिथियम में अलग अलग सेक्टर में विदेश के ऊपर डिपेंडेंस है। भारत में क्रिटिकल मिनरल्स का बहुत प्रोडक्शन कम है। मिनरल बोले तो कोल, एल्यूमिनियम ही था। आज समय समय पर जो 2015 के बाद नरेंद्र मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में जो प्रयास किया है, आज हर एक सेक्टर में हम आगे बढ़ रहे हैं। क्योंकि आज जो मैं बताना चाहता हूं, आज जो क्रिटिकल मिनरल का जो इम्पोर्टेंस है, इम्पोर्टेंस सभी लोग समझना चाहिए। सोलर पैनल से लेके विंड टर्मिनल तक, एग्रीकल्चर से लेके मेडिकल इक्विपमेंट तक, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी से लेके इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स तक, सेलफोन से लेके विमान तक, डिफेंस से लेके स्पेस टेक्नोलॉजी तक, हर सेक्टर में आज क्रिटिकल मिनरल्स का बहुत बड़ा डिमांड है। इसके लिए हम बहुत कुछ मेहनत करना पड़ा। आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी जो भी देश में जाते हैं, उस देश में अगर क्रिटिकल मिनरल्स है तो उस टेक्नोलॉजी के लिए, क्रिटिकल मिनरल के लिए आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री बहुत प्रयास कर रहे, लोगों से बातचीत कर रहे। भारत सरकार भी प्रधानमंत्री जी के आदेश पर एक हम विदेश में क्रिटिकल मिनरल्स के लिए एक संस्था भी हम ऑर्गेनाइज किया है। आज काबिल के नाम पर एक संस्था PSU भारत सरकार क्रिएट किया है। उसके द्वारा आज लिथियम के लिए, अलग अलग क्रिटिकल मिनरल्स के लिए हम जाम्बिया जा रहे, अर्जेंटीना जा रहे, अलग अलग देशों में जाकर भारत सरकार का गवर्नमेंट टू गवर्नमेंट प्लान करके, MOU करके वो क्रिटिकल मिनरल्स भारत लाने के लिए प्रयास कर रहे। उतना ही नहीं, आदरणीय नरेंद्र मोदी जी प्रधानमंत्री बनने के बाद जिस जगह माइनिंग होते हैं, उस माइनिंग इफेक्टेड एरिया में, माइनिंग इफेक्टेड लोगों के लिए एक DMF स्थापना किया है। DMF के द्वारा आज जिस माइनिंग इफेक्टेड एरिया में आज हेल्थ सेक्टर में भी हो, आज एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेशन में भी हो, एग्रीकल्चर में भी हो, रोजगार के विषय पर भी हो, आज काम चल रही है। आज मैं बताना चाहता हूं, आज नरेंद्र मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में DMF स्थापना होने के बाद 1,12,000 करोड़ रुपए अलग अलग जिलों में आज एक्सपेंडिचर करने के लिए तैयार है। जिला कलेक्टर के नेतृत्व में, आदरणीय MP के, आदरणीय विधायकों के, आदरणीय इलेक्टेड रिप्रेजेंटेटिव के साथ इस DMF का काम चल रही है। पहला कोई सोचे नहीं थे, पूरे माइनिंग लीज में पूरे राजनीतिक लोग, उनके परिवार के लोग, उनके रूलिंग पार्टी के लोग लूटते थे। आज नरेंद्र मोदी जी आने के बाद DMF का स्थापना करके पूरे विलेजेस में इफेक्टेड पीपल के लिए काम कर रहे। उतना ही नहीं अध्यक्ष जी, आज मैं बताना चाहता हूँ, यूनिफॉर्म माइनिंग लिस्ट सिस्टम लाए गए। आज माइनिंग के इफेक्टेड एरिया में DMF के साथ साथ NMET के द्वारा एक्सप्लोरेशन का काम चल रहे हैं। NMET के द्वारा आज फाइनेंसिंग करके आज बड़ा कंपनी, छोटा कंपनी इफेक्टेड करते हुए आज आए। मैं इसीलिए मैं जो एक्सपेक्ट किया था, आज जो विपक्ष के पार्टी भी पूरा समर्थन करेंगे ऐसा समझा, क्योंकि ये एम्प्लॉयमेंट, गांव में एम्प्लॉयमेंट देने का, ट्राइबल्स का, आदिवासी का विकास के लिए, उनके जिंदगी में उजाला लाने के लिए ये माइनिंग सेक्टर में आज काम हो रहे। इसीलिए कुछ लोगों को माइनिंग सेक्टर में विश्वास नहीं है, कुछ लोगों को भारत के सेना के ऊपर विश्वास नहीं है, कुछ लोगों को सिक्योरिटी फोर्सेस का विश्वास नहीं है, इंडियन इकोनॉमी के ऊपर विश्वास नहीं है, भारत के सुप्रीम कोर्ट पर विश्वास नहीं है, भारत के पार्लियामेंट के ऊपर विश्वास नहीं है, भारत के इलेक्शन व्यवस्था पे विश्वास नहीं है, भारत के गवर्नर व्यवस्था पे विश्वास नहीं है, भारत के मीडिया के ऊपर विश्वास नहीं है। इसलिए मैं पूछना चाहता हूँ, ये माइनिंग सेक्टर में बहुत बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट पिलर है। आदरणीय नरेंद्र मोदी जी 2047 जो विकसित भारत बनाना चाहते हैं, 5 ट्रिलियन इकोनॉमी बनाना चाहते हैं, उसमें माइनिंग सेक्टर में भी बहुत बड़ा रोजगार होगा, बहुत बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट पिलर होगा। इसलिए मैं आप लोगों से अनुरोध करना चाहता हूँ, इस भी अमेंडमेंट्स को पूरा यूनाइटेड के साथ समर्थन करने के लिए।
ये बहुत दुख है कि जिस पे आप डिमांड करना चाहते हैं मीना जी, और जिस पे आप चर्चा की मांग कर रहे हैं बिल में है, आज ये मामला सुप्रीम कोर्ट के सामने विचाराधीन है और सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने उस पर क्या ऑब्जर्वेशन दिया है आपको पता है। आप इस तरीके से द इंटायर नेशन इज वॉचिंग यू, व्हाट पीपल यू आर डूइंग, आई एम रिक्वेस्टिंग यू, व्हाट सुप्रीम कोर्ट हैज मेड ए ऑब्जर्वेशन on this particular SIR subject, kindly you must take a note। और इस तरह से सदन का काम बाधित नहीं कर सकते। अब विधेयक पर विचार किए जाने हेतु प्रस्ताव, प्रश्न ये है कि विधेयक पर विचार किया जाए, जो सदस्य इसके पक्ष में है वो हाँ कहें, जो सदस्य विरोध में वो ना कहें। मेरे विचार में निर्णय हाँ वालों के पक्ष में हुआ, हाँ वालों के पक्ष में हुआ। विधेयक पर विचार करने हेतु प्रस्ताव को स्वीकृत किया गया। अब सभा विधेयक पर खंडवार विचार करेगी। प्रश्न यह है कि खंड 2 से 12 विधेयक का अंग बने, जो सदस्य इसके पक्ष में है वो हाँ कहें, जो सदस्य विरोध में वो ना कहें। मेरे विचार में निर्णय हाँ वालों के पक्ष में हुआ, हाँ वालों के पक्ष में हुआ। अब 2 से 12 विधेयक का अंग बना। प्रश्न यह है कि खंड 1 अधिनियम सूत्र और विधेयक का पूरा नाम विधेयक का अंग बने, जो सदस्य इसके पक्ष में वो हाँ कहें, जो सदस्य इसके विरोध में वो ना कहें। मेरे विचार में निर्णय हाँ वालों के पक्ष में हुआ, हाँ वालों के पक्ष में हुआ। खंड 1 अधिनियम सूत्र और विधेयक का पूरा नाम विधेयक का अंग बने। अब मंत्री जी अब प्रस्ताव करेंगे कि विधेयक को पारित किया जाए।
Honorable Chairman, sir, I raise to move that the bill be passed.
प्रश्न यह है कि विधेयक को पारित किया जाए, जो सदस्य इसके पक्ष में वो हाँ कहें, जो सदस्य विरोध में वो ना कहें। मेरे विचार में निर्णय हाँ वालों के पक्ष में हुआ, हाँ वालों के पक्ष में हुआ। प्रस्ताव स्वीकृत हुआ और विधेयक पारित हुआ। आइटम नंबर 22, ऑनरेबल फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर।
With your permission, I rise to move for leave to introduce the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code Amendment Bill 2025.
प्रश्न ये है कि माननीय वित्त मंत्री जी द्वारा प्रस्तुत विधेयक को प्रस्तावित करने की अनुमति प्रदान की जाए। जो सदस्य इसके पक्ष में वो हाँ कहें, जो सदस्य इसके विरोध में वो ना कहें। मेरे विचार में निर्णय हाँ वालों के पक्ष में हुआ, हाँ वालों के पक्ष में हुआ। माननीय मंत्री जी विधेयक को प्रस्तावित करें।
Sir, I introduce the bill.
आइटम नंबर 23, माननीय वित्त मंत्री जी।
Sir, with your permission, I rise to move for leave that the Insolvency and the Bankruptcy Code Bill 2025 may be referred to a select committee of the House. The names of the members of the committee may be decided by the Honorable Speaker. The terms and conditions regarding the committee may also be decided by the Honorable Speaker. The committee may submit its report by the first day of the next session.
आपने सुना कि माननीय वित्त मंत्री जी ने क्या प्रस्ताव किया है? माननीय वित्त मंत्री जी ने क्या प्रस्ताव किया है? टैगोर मलक्कम साहब सुना आपने? गौरव गोगोई जी आपने सुना? What finance minister has made a request and has passed a resolution and to seek a support from you. He wanted to send this bill to the select committee. आप select committee सपोर्ट करेंगे या विरोध करेंगे? प्रश्न यह है कि माननीय मंत्री जी द्वारा प्रस्तुत प्रस्ताव को स्वीकृत किया जाए। जो सदस्य प्रस्ताव के पक्ष में वो हाँ कहें, जो सदस्य प्रस्ताव के विपक्ष में वो ना कहें। किसके विरोध में आप ना कह रहे पता है? वो विधेयक सेलेक्ट कमेटी को जा रहा उजला साहब, तो आप विरोध करेंगे? सेलेक्ट कमेटी को न जाए। मेरे विचार में निर्णय हाँ वालों के पक्ष में हुआ, हाँ वालों के पक्ष में हुआ, प्रस्ताव स्वीकृत हुआ। संसदीय कार्य मंत्री श्री किरण रिजिजू जी, संसदीय कार्य मंत्री जी को सुन लीजिए।
चेयरमैन साहब, आज जो विपक्ष के साथियों ने जो व्यवहार किया है, हम सब ने देखा है। कागज का टुकड़ा फेंक करके चेयर की तरफ और जो गंदा नाराबाजी करके इस तरह से जिस सदन में हम लोग काम करते हैं, जिस सदन में बैठ करके देश को सेवा करते हैं, हम ओथ लेकर के इस सदन में आए हैं, उसी सदन को आप लोग आज कागज उठा करके चेयर के ऊपर फेंक करके आप लोगों ने सदन का गरिमा को गिराया है। मैं इसका खंडन करना चाहता हूँ। ये सदन सबका है, ये देश का सदन है, ये अपोजिशन पार्टी का यह मनमानी से काम नहीं चलेगा। ये देश और ये सदन नियम और कानून से चलेगा। यहाँ इनका मनमानी से नहीं चलेगा। हम लोगों ने जिंदगी भर, हम लोग विपक्ष में रहा है, हम लोगों ने जिंदगी भर ऑपोजिशन में बैठ करके काम किया है। ऐसा व्यवहार हमने जिंदगी में नहीं देखा है। हम लोग भी संघर्ष करते थे, हम लोग भी प्रोटेस्ट करते थे, लेकिन हम लोग तरीके से करते थे। हम लोग कागज फाड़ के या इस तरह का नाटकबाजी करके, गंदे गंदे बातें करके, ये नारा लगा करके कुर्सी को कागज फेंक करके आप लोगों ने जो इस पूरा सदन का गरिमा को गिराया है, ये बहुत खंडन करता हूँ और देश आपको माफ नहीं करेगा। हम लोग ने बार बार कहा है, चर्चा में हिम्मत है तो चर्चा में भाग लेना चाहिए। हम लोग हिम्मत से काम करने वाले लोग हैं। देश के सामने में हम लोग बिजनेस लेके आए हैं, बिल लेके आया है, हम लोग काम काज लेके आया है। आप लोग चर्चा में हिस्सा लेता नहीं है, अनाप शनाप बातें करता है, फिर बोलते हैं बोलने नहीं देते हैं। सर, मैं आखिर में मैं विपक्ष के साथियों को कहना चाहता हूँ, अब भी समय है, अभी भी सुधर जाओ, अभी भी टाइम है। चर्चा में भाग लेकर के देश के लिए काम करने के लिए अभी भी वक्त है। टाइम बर्बाद मत कीजिए। हम सबको यहाँ सदन में काम करने के लिए भेजा है, हम लोगों को यहाँ बोलने के लिए भेजा है, या तोड़ फोड़ करके कागज उठा करके चेयर के ऊपर में फेंकने के लिए नहीं भेजा है। आप लोगों को एमपी चुन के भेजा है। आपके अपने अपने कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी के लोग कितना दुखी होगा आपका हरकत देख करके। मैं उनके हरकतों को खंडन करना चाहता हूँ। आज
मैं इसमें जोड़ना चाहता हूँ कि आज जो सदन में हुआ है उसको माननीय सदस्यों ने नहीं किया है। कांग्रेस के उपनेता, आपने इशारा किया, आपने कागज दिया कि कागज को फाड़िए। कोई उपनेता इस तरह का गैर जिम्मेदाराना हरकत नहीं करेगा। कम से कम माननीय सदस्य सदन में चर्चा करना चाहते, राहुल जी सदस्य सदन में चर्चा करना चाहते, आप सदस्यों को बेल में भेजते। कांग्रेस पार्टी के उपनेता होने के बाद आप सदन से लोगों को बेल में भेज रहे हैं। आप बेल में केवल नहीं भेज रहे हैं, आप सदन की गरिमा को गिरा रहे हैं, जो संसदीय कार्य मंत्री ने कहा है, और आप लोगों को उकसाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि लोग कागज फेंके, लोग चेयर पे और जिस तरह के नारे लगाएं। ये मैं उपनेता, कम से कम आप जिम्मेदार हैं, आपको अपने सदन में जहां सदस्यों को करना चाहिए वहां आप स्वयं उकसाने का काम कर रहे हैं। ये दुख का विषय है। सभा की कार्रवाई सोमवार दिनांक 18 अगस्त 2025 को प्रातः 11 बजे तक के लिए स्थगित की जाती है।
adopted. There are two amendments for the insertion of new clause 15A. Number 14 by Dr. Fazia Khan, not present. Sri Santosh P. Sri P.P. Sundar, not present. I shall the clause 16 part of the bill. Those in favor, please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think ayes have it, ayes have it, ayes have it. The clause 16 is adopted. Clause 17 part of the bill. There are two amendments. Number 12 by Sri Truchi Siva, not present. 19 by Sri Santosh Kumar P, not present. I shall now put clause 17 to vote. Those in favor, please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think ayes have it, ayes have it, ayes have it. The clause 17 is adopted. Clause 18 to 26, second part of the bill. Those in favor, please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think ayes have it, ayes have it, ayes have it. The clause 18 to 26 are adopted. There is one amendment of our insertion of new clause 26A. Number 15 by Fazia Khan, not present. Clause 27 to 29, second part of the bill. There is those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think ayes have it, ayes have it, ayes have it. Clause 27 to 29 are adopted. Clause 30, second part of the bill. There is one amendment. Number 5, Sri A. Rahim, not present. I shall put now clause 30 to vote. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think ayes have it, ayes have it, ayes have it. The clause 30 is adopted. Clause 31 to 33, second part of the bill. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think ayes have it, ayes have it, ayes have it. The clause 31 to 33 are adopted. Clause 34, second part of the bill. There is one amendment. Number 6, Sri A. Rahim, not present. I shall now put clause 34 to vote. Those in favor, please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think ayes have it, ayes have it, ayes have it. The clause 34 is adopted. Clause 35, second part of the bill. There is one amendment. Number 7 by Sri A. Rahim, not present. I shall now put clause 35 to vote. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think ayes have it, ayes have it, ayes have it. The clause 35 is adopted. Clause 36 to 38, second part of the bill. Those in favor please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think ayes have it, ayes have it, ayes have it. The clause 36 to 38 are adopted. The preamble clause 1, enacting formula and the title second part of the bill. Those in favor please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think ayes have it, ayes have it, ayes have it. The preamble clause 1 and enacting formula and the title are adopted. Dr. Monsoon Mandviya to move that the bill to be passed. Bill be passed.
I move the bill pass. Bill be passed.
Motion moved that the bill be passed. The question is that the bill be passed. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think ayes have it, ayes have it, ayes have it. The bill is passed. I shall now put motion regarding consideration of the National Anti-Doping Amendment Bill 2025 to vote. The question is the National Anti-Doping Amendment Bill 2025 as passed by the Lok Sabha to be taken into consideration. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think ayes have it, ayes have it, ayes have it. The motion is adopted. We shall now take up the clause by clause consideration of the bill. Clause 2 second part of the bill. Those in favor please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think ayes have it, ayes have it, ayes have it. The clause 2 is adopted. Clause 3 second part of the bill. There is one amendment. Number 4, Sri A. Rahim, not present. I shall now put clause 3 to vote. Those in favor, please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think ayes have it, ayes have it, ayes have it. The clause 3 is adopted. Clause 4 stand for the bill. Those in favor, please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think ayes have it, ayes have it, ayes have it. The clause 4 is adopted. Clause 5 is 10 part of the bill. There is one amendment. Number 1, Sri Dr. V. Sivadasan, not present. I shall now put clause 5 to vote. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think ayes have it, ayes have it, ayes have it. The clause 5 is adopted. Clause 6 to 8 stand part of the bill. There is those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think ayes have it, ayes have it, ayes have it. Clause 6 to 8 are adopted. Clause 9 is 10 part of the bill. There is one amendment. Number 2 by Dr. Sivadasan, not present. I shall now put clause 9 to vote. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think ayes have it, ayes have it, ayes have it. The clause 9 is adopted. Clause 10 to 15 stand part of the bill. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think ayes have it, ayes have it, ayes have it. The clause 10 to 15 are adopted. Clause 16 stands part of the bill. There is one amendment, number 3 by Sri Dr. Sivadasan, not present. I shall now put clause 16 to vote. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think ayes have it, ayes have it, ayes have it. Clause 16 is adopted. Clause 17 to 22 stand part of the bill. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think ayes have it, ayes have it, ayes have it. Clause 17 to 22 are adopted. Clause 1 enacting formula and the title stand part of the bill. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think ayes have it, ayes have it, ayes have it. Clause 1 and enacting formula, the title are adopted. Dr. Monsoon Badia to move that bill be passed.
I move the bill be passed.
Motion moved that bill be passed. The question is that the bill be passed. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think ayes have it, ayes have it, ayes have it. The bill is passed. Now we will take the Income Tax and the Taxation Law Amendment Bill 2025. Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman to move motion for consideration of the following bill: the Income Tax Bill 2025 and the Taxation Law Amendment Bill 2025.
Should I move it first, sir?
Yeah.
Sir, with your permission, I rise to move that the bill to consolidate and amend the law relating to the income tax as passed by the Lok Sabha be taken into consideration.
Motion.
Should I say both? Or
both.
The second is, sir, with your permission, I rise to move that the bill further to amend the Income Tax Act 1961 and to amend the Finance Act 2025 as passed by the Lok Sabha be taken into consideration.
Motion moved. The Income Tax Bill 2025 and the Taxation Law Amendment Bill 2025 are now open for consideration, combined discussion. I now call upon the members whose names have been received for the participation in the discussion. Shri Naresh Bansal.
धन्यवाद उपसभापति जी, आपने मुझे इनकम टैक्स अमेंडमेंट बिल पर और इनकम टैक्स प्लस फाइनेंस एक्ट अमेंडमेंट बिल पर बोलने का अवसर दिया। मैं अपने नेतृत्व का इसके लिए धन्यवाद देता हूं कि उन्होंने मुझे इस पर अपने विचार रखने का अवसर दिया। उपसभापति जी, पिछले 11 वर्षों में प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में सरकार ने ये करके दिखाया कि किस प्रकार से देश हित में चुनौतियों के बाद भी रिफॉर्म, परफॉर्म और ट्रांसफॉर्म किया जा सकता है। हमने 1,500 से ऊपर पुराने कानूनों को समाप्त किया। देश की प्रगति के लिए 2047 के संकल्प को पूरा करने के लिए जो जो चुनौतियां आई, उन सबको धीरे धीरे समाप्त करते जा रहे हैं। उसी में ये 1961 का इनकम टैक्स एक्ट भी, जिसमें आज संशोधन बिल लाया गया है, मैं इसके लिए माननीय मंत्री जी का भी आभार व्यक्त करता हूं कि उन्होंने व्यापार जगत में, आर्थिक जगत में इजी बिजनेस डूइंग की एक परंपरा खड़ी की है। पुराने कानून में जो इनकम टैक्स एक्ट 1961 था, उपसभापति जी, 47 अध्याय और 819 धाराएं थी, जिसकी जगह अब 23 अध्याय और 536 धाराएं ही रह जाएंगी। डिजिटल टैक्स, विवाद निपटान और डाटा एनालिटिक्स में टैक्स बेस बढ़ाने जैसे प्रावधान किए गए हैं। नई कर व्यवस्था में बेसिक छूट सीमा 3 लाख की जगह 4 लाख होगी। सेक्शन 87A के तहत कर छूट की सीमा 25,000 से 60,000, 75,000 के स्टैंडर्ड डिडक्शन के साथ 12 लाख तक आय कर मुक्त है। इससे जहां इंडिविजुअल टैक्स पेयर को सुविधा होगी, वहीं व्यापार जगत में भी व्यापार में आसानी होगी। वित्त मंत्री जी ने जो नया आयकर कानून लाया है, उससे व्यापार करने में आसानी होगी, निवेश का नया और सरल रास्ता खुलेगा। आयकर मामले में सरकार सख्ती की जगह सहयोग बढ़ाने का इरादा रखती है। नए आयकर बिल की समीक्षा करने वाली परवर समिति ने अपनी 4,575 पन्ने की रिपोर्ट में 2,085 सिफारिशें की थी। हमारे लगभग सभी को इसमें स्वीकार कर दिया गया है। इस प्रकार व्यापक रूप से जनता का और विचारों को इसमें समावेश किया गया है। यह आर्थिक जगत में जहां 12 लाख रुपए तक का छूट मिली है, वहीं जिनकी और कोई आय नहीं है, केवल रेंटल इनकम है, उनको तो 17 लाख तक की आय पर कोई टैक्स नहीं है। मैं रेखांकित करना चाहता हूं कि जो रिटायरमेंट की एज में होते हैं और आवश्यकता भी रहती है, अनेक प्रकार की छूट मिली है, लेकिन मेरा समय बहुत कम है। मैं इसके लिए आगे के अपने सारे विषय न बोलते हुए केवल इस बिल का व्यापक रूप से अपना हृदय के साथ समर्थन करता हूं, क्योंकि ये 2047 की चुनौतियों का एक रोड मैप है, जो हमको विकसित भारत का संकल्प पूरा करना है। उसमें ये सहयोगी होगा। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
धन्यवाद नरेश जी। नेक्स्ट स्पीकर श्री एस निरंजन रेड्डी।
Thank you, Vice Chairman, sir. Sir, I rise to support this bill because this amendment of Income Tax Act has been one of the most awaited pieces of legislation that the country has been waiting for, sir. Sir, in fact, we would illustratively refer to the complexity of Income Tax Act and the amendments that were made, which ran into Z, ZA, ZB, and we were all waiting to see that how a simplified legislation could be made to come over complex legislations like this. Sir, since I think I'm one of the first speakers to speak on this subject, if it has to go on record, sir, I find that the text in this particular act is reduced from 5.12 lakhs to 2.6 lakhs words, sir. The size has been halved. The act uses straightforward language. It uses short sentences, and sir, it uses the reference to many tables. It replaces a lot of provisos and explanations with subsections and clauses. And sir, most
माननीय सदस्य,
importantly,
चेयर की तरफ जब बैक नहीं करें, प्लीज.
sir, it replaces the word previous year and assessment here with a simplified term like tax year, sir. Sir, this act also has a continuity with transition because it has taken care of all the amendments, including in the last finance bill act up till this particular enactment. And sir, it also retains a lot of judicially interpreted expressions. So this would mean that when this act starts, it would start on a foot of certainty because many of the expressions have already been interpreted. Sir, having said this, I must say 2 or 3 other things in relation to what I think the act has certain limitations in relation to what it seeks to achieve, and that is the nature of the enactment. So the act can only provide a scaffolding of a structure. So this is not an enactment for the purpose of enforcement which will have to happen through the officers enabled under the act. Sir, I find that one of the biggest challenges facing India is that we have a very minimal tax base. Sir, only 2.2% of the persons living in India are income taxpayers. So just for the people to have an idea, countries like France has 78% taxpayers, US has 48%, Germany has 61.3. Sir, even by comparable standards, when we look at countries who are similarly placed along with us in BRICS, Brazil has 20% taxpayers, South Africa has 28% taxpayers, Malaysia has 22% taxpayers, a country like Indonesia also, sir, has 7.8% taxpayers. Sir, I think the act possibly will give an impetus to ensure that India somehow manages to ensure that more people become tax compliant and we have a larger base of taxpayers so that the burden does not fall harshly on this 1 or 2% of middle class or upper class people who are paying income tax. So the act may in future need to address the requirements of gig and platform workforce because this workforce, sir, is expected to reach a strength of 2.35 crores by 2030. Sir, we are on a process of formalizing the economy, the digital payments, the banking transactions that have increased, all of this, the GST reforms that have been brought, seem to show, sir, that India is moving towards this formalization of economy, but gig and platform workforce is going to be a large part of our system, sir. Sir, I have one other concern about the act now providing for the digital overreach and the erosion of privacy safeguards are some concerns that are being raised. So the bill adopts digital systems for assessments and appeals, which is welcome. But clause 247 grants tax authorities sweeping surveillance powers. Sir, I understand where this is coming from. Where we want to have more people come forward and pay taxes, we need to ensure that our officers are properly empowered. If people are not coming forward, we need to ensure that the officers have all means and measures for the purpose of ensuring that there is maximum tax compliance. But while providing for it, while enabling the officers, giving them a large liberty with regard to them dealing with the gadgets and the cloud storage space or social media accounts or any electronic data of citizens, while it may be for the purpose of enabling the tax enforcement officers to ensure that there is no tax evasion that happens, so they don't seem to be sufficient safeguards or guardrails with regard to ensuring that this thing is protected properly. It must be used only for income tax purposes. So maybe the department or the ministry may have to come up with circulars or guidelines with regard to how these provisions are going to be activated. Sir, then I have another suggestion for the Honorable Finance Minister. Sir, we may need to ensure that while we are ensuring that there is a greater compliance and we would work towards that, we may have to incentivize the honest taxpayers. So many years back, one of the first years, sir, I'm speaking from personal experience, when I paid my tax, I got a certificate of appreciation from Income Tax Department. Just one certificate of appreciation. Every time my chartered accountant would tell me, sir, we can save some money here or there, I would say, no, let us pay the tax. It is going for a good purpose. Sir, a large part of it was the fact that I felt appreciated. I felt my country cared that I paid income tax. Sir, we can come up with some schemes for the purpose of providing appreciation for our taxpayers. Sir, we could come up with one preferred taxpayer card or something, sir, where honest taxpayers who have been paying tax regularly over a period of time, they need to be recognized by the government. Maybe they need to have priority access at airports. They may need to have some priority access for public services. I want the government to show, sir, that people who are paying tax are appreciated and the government would actually recognize them. For a person to stand in a priority queue, sir, it is not that he wants to just jump the queue and move forward, but if any other person is going to an airport or a railway station and he sees there is the priority access for people who are paying income tax honestly, he would want to be in that queue because he would want to show to the world that he's an honest taxpayer. And the people who are in that queue will feel appreciated. It is not about them saving 5 minutes or 10 minutes, sir, but they feel their country cares for these honest taxpayers. Sir, any other schemes? This is just a suggestion that I'm making. The government could come up with many better suggestions. In fact, sir, I compliment the government that when this particular enactment was undertaken, there was a wide consultative exercise. Sir, they have sent this to a select committee. I compliment the Honorable Finance Minister for this exercise. Sir, I am only suggesting and requesting the Honorable Minister and the government that please come up with, because there are many things, sir, that I have seen that behaviorally, when we came up with the Swachh Bharat scheme, it was just the nudge from the government that resulted in many people adapting to it. So there was just one nudge when the government said, give up your subsidy on LPG. That was sufficient for people to give up LPG subsidies on their own. Sir, if there is a nudge from the government asking people, they are doing it. Now, I'm not saying that they're not doing it, but we might need something on the ground visible for people to understand that they are appreciated by the income tax and the government if they pay taxes. It may make more people move towards this tax compliance. Sir, I look at this as a first step of legislative simplification. Sir, I realize that income tax is something that we need iterations from time to time. Madam, you have been a part of the insolvency bankruptcy code. I keep referring to that example when I was speaking on the criminal law bills, madam, which said that there is an insolvency bankruptcy, sir, committee, which on a regular basis makes recommendations for amendments to that particular law. And the government has been very quick in making those amendments that has made IBC, that insolvency and bankruptcy code, very workable. I had made this suggestion, sir, when I spoke on the criminal law amendments, that we need to have a committee like that. I would only suggest that in relation to the income tax, if this is treated as the first step at simplification, I think the simplification does not end here. The simplification exercise needs to continue. And when once Income Tax Act was for us an illustration of the complexity of law, sir, I look at this Income Tax Act of 2025 in future becoming an illustration of how laws can be simple, lucid, and short. I compliment the government. My party supports the bill entirely, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. The next speaker is Debashish Samanta Rai. Not present. Sri Sanjay Kumar Jha.
I compliment the Finance Minister for bringing this bill. The 2025 Income Tax Bill modernized India's 1961 tax framework. Tax officials can now access digital device alongside traditional records, addressing litigation gaps. Salary earners up to 12.75 lakhs are tax exempt and can file simplified forms via Forms 26AS. Undisclosed income definition expand to include virtual digital assets. The faceless assessment system is strengthened, eliminating taxpayers' officials' interaction through technology and team-based evaluation with dynamic jurisdiction to reduce corruption. Dispute resolution panels must now provide detailed reasoning for decisions. Tax treaty interpretation is enhanced by allowing undefined terms to derive meanings from other federal legislation, improving clarity in international tax agreement. The bill primarily aimed to simplify the language and remove redundant provisions of the Income Tax Act 1961. The current Income Tax Act 1961 lacks specific provisions for digital devices, creating litigation disputes. The 2025 Income Tax Bill explicitly authorized tax officials to assess digital device alongside traditional paper records like accounts books and ledgers that contains income and expenditure information. Recent tax regime changes exempt salary earners up to 12.75 lakhs from tax liability. According to provisions of the bill, these individuals can submit a simplified claim form instead of full income tax returns. This process integrates with Form 26AS, which provides a comprehensive record of taxes deducted and collected at sources. The 1961 Income Tax Act defines undisclosed income in such cases as cash, gold, jewelry, and other valuables. The new income tax law, the new income tax bill broadens this definition to encompass virtual digital asset as well. Under the IT Act 1961, there is a provision for faceless tax information collection. This provision aims to eliminate direct interaction between taxpayers and tax authorities by leveraging technology, reducing corruption, and optimizing administrative resources. It empowers the central government to establish a digital team-based system for collecting tax information with dynamic jurisdiction, ensuring transparency and efficiency while maintaining parliamentary oversight. Dispute resolution, the 1961 Act permits qualified taxpayers, including those in transfer pricing cases, non-resident and foreign companies, to submit a draft tax assessment to a dispute resolution panel for guidance. The draft bill maintains this provision, but now requires the panel to provide detailed reasoning and determining factors with their decisions. The law enables the central government to create international agreement preventing double taxation. When treaty terms lacks definition in the agreement or act, the government provide meanings through notification. The bill adds that undefined terms may also derive meanings from other federal legislation. The act establishes anonymous information gathering and tax assessment procedures, which the bill preserves. Additionally, the bill grants the central government new powers to develop schemes aimed at improving operational efficiency, transparency, and accountability in tax administration. The bill pared down the number of words in the law to around 2.5 lakh to 2.59 lakhs from the 5.12 lakhs in the income tax 1961. 2,59,000 से 5,12,000 से 2.59 lakhs words, almost half हो गया. The number of sections 2 have been slashed to 536 from 819. In order to provide greater clarity, the new bill has increased the number of tables it incorporates.
Conclude.
1 minute. Please. To 57 from 18, and number of formulate to 46 from 6. The above provision have enabled the consideration of a scattered clauses and simplified the complex language of income tax principle. The IT bill seeks to
Thank you, Sanjay ji.
Just 1 minute.
Thank you. Thank you. Already
transform the act into concise, lucid, and accessible legal instrument, more so for the normal income taxpayer. One suggestion to ma'am, to finance minister, the definition of computer system is wide and also include virtual digital space. The above terminology attempt to modernize tax enforcement. 1 minute.
I'll call now.
One suggestion is issuing clear SOPs guidelines in this regard and conducting regular sensitized training program in this regard would serve as a confidence, because if you teach the mobile or computer.
Thank you, Sanjay.
That is one suggestion.
Thank you. Next speaker, Sri Sanjay Seth.
धन्यवाद सर. सबसे पहले मैं इस ऐतिहासिक सुधार के लिए माननीय यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी का धन्यवाद देता हूं और माननीय वित्त मंत्री श्रीमती निर्मला सीतारमण जी को धन्यवाद देता हूं। ये बिल विकसित भारत के संकल्प की दिशा को पूरा करने के लिए एक मजबूत कदम है। इस इनकम टैक्स के बिल के लिए बहुत लोगों ने सब कुछ बताया है। मैं इससे पहले अपना अभी कुछ दिनों पहले जो अमेरिका के राष्ट्रपति ने हमारे भारत को डेट इकोनॉमी बताया है और जिसको कि हमारे लोकसभा के एलओपी ने भी समर्थन किया है, उसके बारे में उनको जानकारी देना चाहता हूं, पूरे विश्व को जानकारी देना चाहता हूं, क्योंकि जो हमारे आंकड़े हैं वो झूठ नहीं बोलते हैं। 2024-25 में भारत की जीडीपी का ग्रोथ रेट 6.5 रहा, जो G20 इकोनॉमी में सबसे ऊपर है। मई 2025 में इन्फ्लेशन रेट गिरकर 2.82% आ गया, जो 2019 के बाद सबसे निचला स्तर है। टोटल एक्सपोर्ट 2024-25 में रिकॉर्ड 824.9 बिलियन का पर पहुंचा है। भारत की नॉमिनल जीडीपी 106.57 लाख करोड़ 2014-15 से बढ़कर 331.03 लाख करोड़ 2024-25 में हो गई है। परचेजिंग पावर पैरिटी के हिसाब से हम 14.59 ट्रिलियन डॉलर जीडीपी के साथ तीसरे नंबर पर हैं। भारत की अर्थव्यवस्था हर साल औसतन 6 से 8% की रफ्तार से आगे बढ़ने का अनुमान है और अगले 15 साल में औसत लगभग 7% रह जाएगी। वहीं अमेरिका की जो अर्थव्यवस्था है वो औसतन 2% की दर से बढ़ने का अनुमान है, जो पिछले 15 सालों की उसकी रफ्तार बराबर चल रही है। आज हमारी अर्थव्यवस्था विश्व में 5वें नंबर पे है और 2027 तक हमने संकल्प लिया है कि हम इसको तीसरी अर्थव्यवस्था बनाएंगे। 2014 में डायरेक्ट टैक्स का कलेक्शन हमारा 6.3 लाख करोड़ था, जो अब बढ़कर 19.60 लाख करोड़ हो गया है और इसमें सबसे ज्यादा कंट्रीब्यूट कर रहे हैं वो मध्यम वर्ग और नौकरी पेशा करने वाले लोग कर रहे हैं। सभापति उपसभापति महोदय, 1961 के बाद हमारे पुराने आयकर कानून के पहली बार डायरेक्ट टैक्स सिस्टम की व्यापकता और आधुनिक दृष्टि से नया रूप दिया जा रहा है। हमारी सरकार का उद्देश्य स्पष्ट है, भाषा को सरल करना, अनावश्यक प्रावधानों को हटाना, प्रक्रियाओं को पारदर्शी बनाना और हर नागरिक के लिए कानून को सुलभ करना। इस बिल के द्वारा 536 सेक्शन हटाकर करके 16 शेड्यूल में व्यवस्थित किया गया है, ताकि एक आम आदमी को इसे आसानी से समझ सके। ये इस बिल में मेरा समय खत्म हो रहा है, इसलिए मैं इस बिल का समर्थन करता हूं और मैं फिर से माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी और निर्मला सीतारमण जी को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देता हूं।
धन्यवाद। नेक्स्ट स्पीकर श्री G.K. Watson.
Sir, the IT bill has been introduced in the parliament to ease compliance burden, sir. Sir, this is a bill, a reform to promote a transparent tax system in the nation, sir. Flexibility has been provided in the new IT bill for allowing refund claims in the cases where if the IT return is not filled on time. Sir, this is a big boon, a major relief to the taxpayers. Unfortunately, sir, such an important bill, sir, today we find that there is nobody in the treasury benches, sir. Such a relief to the taxpayers, treasury benches are not bothered about it, sir. They should have been here in this bill to discuss, deliberate, and debate, sir. Unfortunately, sir, they do not bother about the taxpayers of this country, sir. I am sure the taxpayers will be aware of the opposition parties, sir. Likewise, sir, the previous bill was on sports. For students in the school and college, sir, sports is a very favorite subject. They are not bothered about students in the school and college, sir. I am sure parents of this country, students in the college and school, and people who are interested in the sports will know the real face of the opposition today, sir. Coming to the bill, sir, the original bill raised concerns on house property taxation, pension deduction, and also for renewal for demand filing. The revised bill has addressed these gaps to fulfill, reduce disputes, simplify interpretation, which will pave a way forward for fairness, sir. Sir, in this bill, reforms are expected to ease compliance for individual companies, especially, sir, MSMEs, and promote a stable, predictable, and transparent tax system which will pave way for a key factor for sustaining domestic consumption, attracting foreign investments, which will lead to support for growth, sir. Sir, this important bill has opted for simplified language to make the law more accessible and has removed absolute and redundant provisions for greater clarity in the bill, sir. To conclude, sir, the FM's legislation displays the forwardness, that is the clarity of our tax administration. This kind of base in the tax system, sir, will support our economic growth in the country, sir. With these words, my party, Tamil Manila Congress Bupanar, supports the IT Bill 2025. Thank you, sir.
Message from Lok Sabha, Secretary General.
Sir, with your kind permission, I rise to report that the Lok Sabha at its sitting held on the 12th August 2025 passed the Mines and Minerals Development and Regulation Amendment Bill 2025. I lay a copy of the said bill on the table.
Next is Speaker Dr. Bhagwat Kara.
माननीय सभापति महोदय, माननीय सदस्यगण, आज मुझे इनकम टैक्स बिल 2025 के ऊपर बोलने के लिए अवसर दिया, इसलिए मैं आपका और हमारे हाउस लीडर माननीय जेपी नड्डा जी का आभार व्यक्त करता हूं। आज भारत देश की इकोनॉमी पूरे दुनिया में चौथी नंबर पे है और जल्दी ही माननीय प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में तीसरी इकोनॉमी बनेगी। प्रधानमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व में जैसी तीसरी इकोनॉमी बनने वाली है, वैसे ही हमारे फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर मैडम की पॉलिसी भी महत्वपूर्ण है। इस बिल जो इनकम टैक्स एक्ट 1971 को रिप्लेस करेगा, ये जो एक्ट है 64 साल पुराना एक्ट है। इसमें अमेंडमेंट्स बहुत सारे हुए थे और लैंग्वेज भी बहुत सारी कॉम्प्लेक्स हुई थी, इसीलिए टैक्स पेयर्स, एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर्स और प्रैक्टिशनर्स उन्होंने कंसर्न रेज करने के बाद यह जो बिल है 13 फरवरी 2025 को लोकसभा में लाया था और उसी वक्त वो सिलेक्ट कमेटी को रेफर किया था। सिलेक्ट कमेटी के जो कुछ रिकमेंडेशंस है वो लेने के बाद 21 जुलाई को वापस लोकसभा में आया और उनके बाद अभी अलग अलग स्टेक होल्डर्स हो और उन्हीं का ओपिनियन लेके अभी आज अपने सामने बिल आया है। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व में जन भागीदारी को बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट दिया जाता है। कोई भी स्कीम यशस्वी करना है तो जन भागीदारी होना जरूरी है। इसीलिए इस बिल को फाइनल करते समय टैक्स पेयर्स हो, इंडस्ट्री का हो, प्रोफेशनल एसोसिएट्स हो, फील्ड लेवल ऑफिसर्स हो का ओपिनियन लिया है। इतना ही नहीं तो यह बिल बनाते समय दूसरे देश में इनकम टैक्स एक्ट कैसा है इसी के ऊपर भी प्रावधान लिया है। इसमें करते समय मोर देन 60,000 आवर्स डेडिकेट किया है और ये बिल बहुत ही सिंपल और लीगल लैंग्वेज में बनाया है। जैसे पूर्व वक्ता ने बताया कि पहला जो इनकम टैक्स एक्ट है उसमें 47 चैप्टर्स थे, इस बिल में सिर्फ 23 है। सेक्शंस 819 थे, अभी 536 है और वर्ड्स अगर देखें 5.12 लाख से सिर्फ 2.60 लाख वर्ड्स है। यह बिल महत्वपूर्ण है जैसा हम देखें कि हमारी इकोनॉमी बढ़ रही है, इकोनॉमी बढ़ते समय डायरेक्ट टैक्सेस और इनडायरेक्ट टैक्सेस में जो रिफॉर्म्स हमारे फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर मैडम के मार्गदर्शन में आए हैं वो बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण है। अगर हम देखें तो इसी का इम्पैक्ट अगर हम देखें तो इनकम टैक्स रिटर्न्स 141% से वृद्धि हुई है। 2013-14 में सिर्फ 3.8 करोड़ इनकम टैक्स पेयर थे, 2024-25 में 9.19 करोड़ इनकम टैक्स पेयर हुए हैं। अगर हम रिवेन्यू देखें तो 2013-14 में 7,21,000 रेवेन्यू था, अभी 27 लाख से भी रेवेन्यू बढ़ चुका है। मैं इतना ही बताना चाहता हूं कि हमारा जो संकल्प है माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व में नया विकसित भारत बनाने का जो संकल्प है, तो नया नीति, नया इनकम टैक्स और एक्ट और हम इनकम टैक्स के साथ हमारा भारत एक विकसित राष्ट्र बनेगा। इन संकल्प के साथ मैं मेरे वाणी को विराम देता हूं। धन्यवाद।
नेक्स्ट स्पीकर श्री मस्तान राव यादव बीडा।
Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. I, on behalf of our Telugu Desam Party and our leader, Sri Nara Chandrababu Naidu Garu, rise to speak on the bill, Income Tax Bill 2025 and Taxation Laws Amendment Bill 2025. The new Income Tax Bill is a piece of legislation that marks a turning point in the India's direct tax history. This bill is not merely a replacement of Income Tax Act 1961. It is the result of over a decade of reforms aimed at making our tax system simpler, fairer, and more predictable. When NDA government came to power in 2014, we inherited a tax system weighed down by complexity, delays, and mistrust. Over the last 11 years, under the leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji and our Honorable Finance Minister Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman ji, we have pursued a clear vision to create a tax administration that is seamless, painless, and faceless. Technology has been at the heart of this transformation. The results speak for themselves. The average ITR processing time has dropped from 93 days in 2013 to just 10 days in 2023-24, with nearly 25% processed in a single day. ITR filings, including updated returns, have risen by 141% from 3.8 crore in financial year 2013-14 to 9.19 crore in financial year 2024-25. Gross direct tax collections have increased by 274% from 7.21 lakh crore to 27.02 lakh crores in the same period, sir. From simplifying the tax structure to creating a conducive environment for voluntary compliance, the reforms implemented by the government over the last 11 years were done to make the tax process simple, efficient, and transparent. Key features of this bill, sir. The bill reflects the three guiding principles of any good legislation: trust, transparency, and simplification. Number one, a simpler tax regime. The new bill removes redundant provisions, consolidates overlapping clauses, and introduces plain, clear definitions. Number two, new tax regime under clause 2021. This regime sets out straightforward slab rates. Number three, enhanced taxpayer services. A dedicated Directorate of Taxpayer Services now oversees grievances, redressal, and service delivery. Ensures that most grievances are resolved within 15 to 30 days. Number four, explained reliefs and exemptions. Clear provisions for commuted pensions deductions, extending benefits to individuals outside the formal employment framework. Removal of alternative minimum tax for LLPs, lease compliance for charitable trust, relax.
Please conclude.
Okay. Number five, modern dispute resolution. Sir, this legislation reflects the maturity of tax administration. It replaces complexity with clarity, confrontation with cooperation, and suspension with trust. With this, on behalf of Telugu Desam Party, we wholeheartedly support the income tax bill, and we compliment our Honorable Finance Minister, Srimati Nirmala.
Next speaker, Sri Mukaria Rambhai. Not present. श्री महेंद्र भट्ट।
माननीय उपसभापति महोदय, मैं आपका आभारी हूं कि आपने मुझे देश की माननीय वित्त मंत्री आदरणीय निर्मला सीतारमण जी द्वारा आयकर बिल 2025 के समर्थन में बोलने के लिए मुझे अवसर प्रदान किया है। भाजपा शासन के पिछले 11 वर्षों में अप्रत्यक्ष हो चाहे प्रत्यक्ष कर हो, दोनों क्षेत्रों में काफी सुधार किए गए हैं और ये सुधार तब होते हैं जब नेतृत्व सुधार की दिशा में पहल करता है। देश के माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने जिस प्रकार से देश की अर्थव्यवस्था को 2047 तक एक विकसित राष्ट्र के रूप में बनाना है, विकसित राष्ट्र के रूप में देश को स्थापित करना है, उस दिशा में पहल है। आयकर अधिनियम 1961 की प्रतिस्थापित करने वाला यह आयकर विधेयक इस यात्रा में मील का पत्थर साबित होगा। महोदय, 2014 में सरकार बनने के बाद ईमानदारी से करदाताओं की महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका को रेखांकित करने वाला ये विधेयक में ये प्रावधान किया गया है और ये कार्य लगातार चल रहे हैं। बीच के कालखंड में भारत की अर्थव्यवस्था लाइसेंस पर आधारित अर्थव्यवस्था रही। इस अवधि में कर प्रशासन भी अविश्वास और टकराव केंद्रित रहा, जो आज विश्वसनीय और पारदर्शी बनाने का प्रयास जारी है। उसी का परिणाम है महोदय कि ITR की दाखिलें अब 141% बढ़ी हैं। इसी प्रकार सकल प्रत्यक्ष कर संग्रह 274% की वृद्धि हुई है। यह अपने आप में बहुत सराहनीय प्रयास है और मैं कह सकता हूं इस बिल के आने के बाद निश्चित रूप से इसमें और गुणात्मक वृद्धि होगी। महोदय, इस पहल से कर प्रशासन तेज, अधिक पारदर्शी, करदाताओं के अनुकूल डाटा का उपयोग, कर रिटर्न भरने का जो अधिकार दिया गया है उससे बहुत लाभ होने वाला है। CPC ने औसत प्रोसेसिंग समय 2014 के 93 दिनों से घटाकर 10 दिन कर दिया गया है। इस अधिनियम के बाद कर प्रणाली अधिक न्याय संगत, सरल होगी। सुधार का उद्देश्य लोगों और व्यवसायों को स्थिरता का भरोसा दिलाएगा। आकलन में लगने वाला समय तथा पुनः खोलने में लगने वाला समय इसके अंतर्गत कम किया गया है। अपीलों की मौद्रिक सीमाएं बढ़ाकर अनावश्यक विवाद कम करने का इस विधेयक में प्रावधान किया गया है। व्यक्तियों के लिए कर युक्त आय 12 लाख तक बढ़ाई गई। स्लैब दरों का भी युक्तिकरण किया गया। ये एक सकारात्मक पहल था। महोदय, समय कम है इसलिए संक्षेप में विषय को रखूंगा। इसके अंतर्गत करदाताओं की सेवाएं अनुपालन में सुगमता हो, इसका प्रावधान किया गया है। शिकायतों का निवारण का तंत्र इसमें बहाल किया गया है। करदाता चार्टर स्थापित किया गया है। मैं सारे विषय की चर्चा संक्षेप में विषय को रख रहा हूं। कर ढांचे और ITR का सरलीकरण का पूर्व वक्ताओं ने विषय रखा है। इसमें बहुत अच्छा एक प्रावधान किया गया है। नया कर शासन, उसकी कम दरें, सीमित कटौतियां और अनेकों प्रकार के इसके अंतर्गत सुविधाएं दी गई हैं। करदाता चार्टर की दृष्टि में कहूं 19 अगस्त 2020 को
खत्म समय हो गया।
जी विधिक रूप से अनुसूचित धारा 119A सेक्शन 1109A इनकम टैक्स एक्ट के तहत अनेकों प्रावधान इसमें किए गए हैं। इसलिए मैं कह सकता हूं कि माननीय वित्त मंत्री जी द्वारा ये विधेयक जो लाया गया है, मैं इस विधेयक का समर्थन करता हूं और यह विधेयक देश को विकसित राष्ट्र के रूप में स्थापित करने में सहायक सिद्ध होगा। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
धन्यवाद। माननीय मंत्री श्रीमती निर्मला सीतारमण जी टू रिप्लाई द डिस्कशन।
Thank you, Deputy Chairman, sir. So in the July 24 budget, a comprehensive review of the Income Tax Act was mentioned, and that announcement is the trigger which has led to reviewing the 1961 Income Tax Act, which, since its passing in 1961, has over the decades accumulated a lot of newer features, such as the TDS, the MAT, the transfer pricing rules, advanced pricing, which are several agreements, and several dispute resolution rules. So each of these have served a purpose, but have made the law itself very complex. So it was very tough to navigate for an ordinary citizen who's wanting to file his returns. But the largely dense and complex structure of that Income Tax 1961 Act resulted in various interpretations. And several avoidable disputes kept mounting. So not so much for the rate, but for the language of the act, we were subject to too many litigations. So the density and the complexity of the act and the verbose way in which the act got written over the decades, with the different styles dominating it, made the act very, very tedious for anyone to use. Styles dominating it made the act very, very tedious for anyone to use. And in fact, many of the provisions of the act reached the sunset clauses. So you were given a tax benefit for up to a certain number of years, and nearer the closure, some of them were not even reviewed. So the sunset clause existed, and at that time, more reviews had to happen, whether the sunset should continue or you should close it. These kind of things have also made it sound as though it has become outdated in parts, not the whole thing, but in some parts. Therefore, we needed a new law, and that is why in July 24 budget, I had announced that we'll come with a comprehensive review of Income Tax Act 1961 to make it concise, lucid, easy to read, and easy to understand. So that is the main objective with which we started this, sir. It was the review and the new income tax bill, which is now the subject of our discussion, were completed in record 6 months' time and introduced in the budget session of February 2025. This year budget session, we introduced it. The drafting of the new bill itself involved 75,000 person hours. That is the extent to which we...
Manya Mantri ji,
Okay.
Honorable members, it is now 6 p.m. If the House agrees, we will sit beyond 6 p.m. today till the disposal of the Income Tax Bill 2025 and Taxation Laws Amendment Bill 2025. Do I have the leave of the House to extend the sitting beyond 6 p.m.? Thank you. Honorable Minister.
So, sir, the team of dedicated officers, I must appreciate the CBDT and also the Department of Revenue, who together did the drafting of the new bill, as I said, taking 75,000 man-hours, person-hours, with a team of dedicated officers. So the Income Tax Department worked very earnestly and repeatedly went through for any overlaps or errors in the language and kept itself constantly reviewing and correcting, reiterating, and so on. So before I get into the features of the bill, and I wouldn't take long to give the data, this is a bill which is going to be very consequential. And Income Tax Act, every year, some amendment in the finance bill itself, we all pay a lot of attention, go into the details, what will it mean, what is the implication on me, how many people will end up paying more, paying less, what are the other provisions with which action will be taken on me, and so on. All of us are quite aware of that. So for even one little amendment to the Income Tax Act, there is so much attention given for the finance bill during the budget session every year. So this is a very consequential act in that we are changing the 1961 Act itself in a way, removing it and bringing a new act. We won't remove it in total because there will still be some cases or some incidents which relate to that period, and therefore that 61 Act will continue in some form only to the limited purpose of attending to those period relevant matters. So if this is the seriousness with which this country is looking at bringing a assessee-friendly, taxpayer-friendly act, replacing the 1961 Act, and it is a milestone which this country's financial system will face. I'm shocked that the opposition doesn't want to participate in it. And let me tell you, sir, initially understanding the importance and the consequential nature of this, the opposition parties agreed in the Business Advisory Council, as you would, committee, Business Advisory Committee, that they will indeed participate in the Lok Sabha and also in the Rajya Sabha on this bill and debate it. And they were allotted 16 hours in Lok Sabha, 16 hours of debate in Rajya Sabha. Most often the opposition says, well, you don't want to discuss anything. We are asking for public, people's interest, public's interest. We want to have charcha on this matter. We agreed for 16 hours of charcha in Lok Sabha, 16 hours of charcha here. Okay, you had some protest, you want to march to the Election Commission, you went. But you came back, participate. You agreed to give 16 hours time for this discussion. Why are they away, sir, today? And when we talk about tax and tax-related matters, they will say, no, you're imposing tax burden on the people. Let me tell you, prior to COVID onwards, 2019 onwards, Prime Minister Modi has given clear instructions. COVID or no COVID, we shall not increase the tax burden on people. Not one paisa has been increased. And in fact, the new income tax scheme, which was brought in so that people who still want to enjoy the benefits of, some kind of deductions can remain in the old scheme. But people who want to be paying less tax with or without deductions, we came up with a user-friendly new regime. And there, consequentially, every year we've been reducing both the rate and widening the slabs, income slabs. This year, historically, as a big milestone, Prime Minister Modi said at least 12 lakhs tak, no tax should be paid by any Indian citizen, which means up to 1 lakh per month salary, no one will have to pay any tax. The structure was made simple, rates were reduced, rebates were given, so no tax for up to 12 lakhs income. And further, for others in a different income bracket, rates were reduced. So that is the way in which every budget we are making it easier for the taxpayer. Now, the point that I wanted to highlight is, if there's so much concern, and rightly as an opposition party, they should have the concern for taxpayers, that they should not be burdened. The rate was brought down till 12 lakhs in the budget, which was in the finance bill of February 2025. Now, as promised in the July budget 2024, we are simplifying the whole tax law itself so that compliance will be easy. Even that is a very big step, as I said. And for that, when allocation of time also has been given, opposition is failing its duty in serving the people of India, that they don't want to participate in this discussion, neither in Lok Sabha nor here. So, having said all this, I want to say, to remove any confusion in the minds of anybody, this amendment and bringing in a new law in the place of old 1961 aims at simplifying the language, the lucidity which is required for anyone to understand it, no anomalies or any overlapping language that leads to misinterpretations. So this aims at only that. There are no new rates being brought in here, no tax issues which are being brought in here. That will come every year as it does in the finance bill. This is purely for making the document simpler. And I must say, sir, like the way we've done today in the insolvency and the bankruptcy code, where we are bringing the next generation of IBC, bigger reform, that also has gone to the Select Committee. Lok Sabha has had that introduced today, and it has been sent to a select committee. Even this act, when it was introduced in February, in July itself, I did say that wide consultations will be held. This act, when it was brought in, was sent to a select committee. And I must thank and put on record my gratitude for the extensive work that that select committee in the chairmanship of Baijent Panda, MP from Lok Sabha, and his entire team, which consisted of members from all parties represented in the parliament. They all did extensive work. They consulted, they went around the country, they met with experts, domain experts, tax experts. They met with so many people and taken intensive inputs from these people. So the committee consisted of 31 members from across, as I said, from across the political spectrum. The committee held 36 meetings, engaging extensively with government officials, stakeholders, and experts, and received 334 memoranda containing a wealth of valuable inputs and suggestions. So the committee, if we did that many number of person hours, 75,000 person hours from the department, the committee had 36 meetings and took 334 memorandum from the public. Now, after all that, the select committee, in its report, which was submitted to the Lok Sabha Speaker, has put forward 566 recommendations. The intensity and the gravity of the work is what I want to highlight before you, Honorable Deputy Chairman, sir. Of these 566 recommendations, the committee itself agreed to department's view in response. The suggestions came, the department gave its response. The committee agreed for the department's view for about 370 cases. So 566 was the suggestion given. In 370 proposed cases, accepted the clause as was proposed in 370 cases. Further, sir, not going into too much details, but it is so important that I want to give a few information to you. Redundant provisions were removed. Archaic languages were also removed. We have reduced the number of sections which many honorable members spoke about. The total number of sections, sir, were 819 in the 1961 Act. 819 sections. They have now come down to 536 sections. Complete cutting down. And the number of chapters were 47 in the 1961 Act. We have cut it down to 23 only. The number of words, which again many members spoke about it, 5.12 lakh words were there in the 1961 Act. It has been now brought down to 2.6, literally half the size of what it was. Also, sir, because we are talking of 21st century, people are very used to having a lot of graphs, pictorial depictions, tables and matrix given to them so that they can easily understand things. So people have got used to that. Normally, our laws don't have any of these. They go very staid in language, very staid in the way the language is used, and only text will follow further text. Whereas we thought, since we are working this century, we should have tables to make people understand how the law functions, where possible. And we're also showing through formulations as to how it will function. So for the first time in this Act, we have brought 39 new tables and 40 new formulae to replace textual narration. So when people see numbers, when they see comparisons, or when they see it laid out in a simpler format, it is easy for them. So we've adopted this novel method in a law, in an act which is going to be passed by the parliament, which normally doesn't happen. So the changes are not just merely superficial. They reflect a new simplified approach for tax administration. This learner more focused law is designed to make it easy to read, understand, and implement. So as we are going through this exercise, sir, the officers of the CBDT are actively engaged in redrafting the rules, the subordinate legislations, with the same objective of simplifying both the provisions and the associated forms. So when the law is simple, you're able to read it easily, no interpretation problem. But what happens to the assessee when he gets the form in front of him in the computer? Even that is being simplified. So as is said in the act itself, if everything goes well and if we are able to pass it, and I'm sure there will be members watching it very cleanly, the systems, the computer systems which run our income tax will all have to be now rebooted for the newer law. Because the time is very short between now and 1st of April 2026, we need to have all the computers reset for the way in which this act has been subject to the approval of the parliament. And therefore, if from 1st April 2026, we want to effect this, it's greatly appreciated that the parliament is taking the initiative to pass it well in time, so that between September and 31st of March, we will get the systems also cleared. And why do I say that? Because not only the computer systems will have to be kept ready for the assessee to file his own returns, but we are planning to issue a lot of SOPs and also frequently asked questions to be put up, so people understand what are the changes. If they go to the domain, they will get it from the income tax portal, all the details of what it is going to be like. Further, not so much getting into that detail, I just want to reassure that so much thought has gone into making this law. And it's not going to be confined to only what the law says. We also want to come up with some kind of a information memorandum, so that people who are dealing with the new act sometimes can get this thing, because you're so used to 1961 Act, which ran the country for 50 years. And suddenly you say, where was this? In that act, it used to be like this. Where is this here now? For that, a separate information memorandum will also be issued, so that people can refer that and then say, oh, then in this act, it will be here. Like that, so that it will be like a guidance material. Even that is being prepared. That's not part of what is being circulated in the parliament, but I just want to reassure, a lot of thought has gone into this. A lot of hard work has gone into it. More from the point of view of what will the taxpayer think about it, materials have been prepared. So that's about the income tax new act, replacing the 1961 Act, the Income Tax 2025 Act, if passed from the parliament. So that's about that one. The second, which you've allowed me to take up simultaneously, I'll just say a few words on that. Sir, it is a taxation laws amendment bill, the second one. Normally, taxation amendments are done during the finance bill, but some extraordinary situations, we do come up with corrections. There are 4 things this time which we want to bring in here. We could have waited for the finance bill, but because the economy, people, everybody wants to have very quickly a look at how these are developing, we've just done 4 things. One is giving tax exemption on dividend interest and also long-term capital gains to sovereign wealth funds and pension funds investing in infrastructure between 1/4/2020 and 31/3/2030, subject to notification. The Public Investment Fund, which is, and its largely wholly owned subsidiaries, will be named directly in the section for exemption. PIF is from Saudi Arabia. So that fund is being, like the way we've given earlier for other sovereign funds. That is one. Second, abatement of all assessments for block periods in such cases until block assessment order, which will be a major reform and ease of doing business step. So they can treat the entire block, even in between one of the years there was a search, they didn't have to have confusion. Then there was this 75,000 rupees deduction, standard deduction offered for the income tax. people had a confusion saying, is this available for salaried people? What will happen? So we have given a clarification there. So hardly about 3 of them. And fourth is the unified pension related things where confusion on deduction, if there is a parity with NPS and so on. So for that, we've brought in 3 points, which will be part of the taxation law, which is here. So above 4 changes are, sir. This is a very important line. I want the honorable members to concentrate on this. The above 4 changes which are coming through this tax law amendment are for the Income Tax Act of 1961. We are talking about income tax bill, which is getting replaced because of language and other things and bringing 2025. But the old and the current prevailing act, 1961, requires these amendments. But these have also been, this is where I want the attention of the honorable members. So these amendments are coming into the 1961 acts. But these have also been incorporated in the new income tax bill also. So we need not worry about confusion. We have not overlooked any of this. So with these words, sir, I want to submit. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to explain. I request that the bill be returned.
I shall now.
So 1 minute.
Yes, please.
1 or 2 members had raised.
Yes.
I just want to answer them. The first one is about a point which Niranjan Reddy ji, he's not here.
Just call out.
I just want to, YSRCP. So he had raised this point that there need to be sufficient safeguards, guardrails for protecting privacy in searches. I want to tell the members, sir, search provisions have been rationalized in this bill. These have been done to adequately cover the cases where there could be some technological challenges. However, I want to underline the fact that no new power has been given to the officials through this act. There is no new power assigned to the tax authorities. However, to allay the apprehensions, as I said earlier, to allay the apprehensions of honorable member and other taxpayers, CBDT will come out with a SOP as to how to deal with the personal information seized during searches. Because most often when searches happen, the computers are seized, people get panicky, they don't know what to do with it. So there will be an SOP issued for the assessee to know how to deal with such search-related matter. The second point that Niranjan Reddy ji had said, for some kind of appreciation of honest taxpayer, we also give certificates to honest regular taxpayers. I hope he's not missed out on that. I just want to inform him on that. So the other honorable member who spoke was Sanjay Kumar Jha, who had raised this issue of computer systems used in search provisions, saying that the definition is too wide. I just want to assure the member that all of us would appreciate that the definition of computer system has to be wide enough, sir. Today, the computer systems are of so many different varieties. Technology is making it wider. Technology is changing it rapidly. So by keeping it wider, we are giving an option for the taxpayer also that your computer, your technology that you're using is also covered under the definition. Otherwise, normally what happens is they look at the narrow definition and say, hey, you can't touch my computer because this is not defined by you. So we've kept that wider. With fast changing technology, most of the data is now stored in sophisticated digital devices. Therefore, for access to such data, there have been some rationalization in the search provisions, particularly where there is a cooperation from taxpayers. Sometimes taxpayers don't cooperate. Recently, most of our honorable members would have read in the newspapers that when the search happened, when they went for doing the search, they completely refused to give access to the computers. They said, we don't have the password. And the password, according to them, is kept in the country from where they have come. So they're making money in this country. And when the wrongdoings are suspected, and when we go to search them, they refuse to give access to their computers. They refuse the password. So how do you do? But you're governed by the law of the land here. So such things happen when technology is actively used in running a business. So to allay the apprehensions again, CBDT will bring out detailed SOP for handling digital data. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I shall now put the motion regarding consideration of the Income Tax Bill 2025 to vote. The question is that the Income Tax Bill 2025 as passed by Lok Sabha be taken into consideration. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. The motion is adopted. We shall now take up clause by clause consideration of the bill. Clauses 2 to 246 stand part of the bill. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. Clauses 2 to 246 are adopted. Clauses 247 stands part of the bill. There are 19 amendments. Number 1 to 19 by Dr. John Britas. Not present. I shall now put clause 247 to vote. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. Clause 247 is adopted. Clauses 248 to 536 and Schedule 1 to Schedule 16 stand part of the bill. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. Clauses 248 to 536 and Schedule 1 to Schedule 16 are adopted. Clause 1, the enacting formula and the title stands part of the bill. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. Clause 1, the enacting formula and the title are adopted. Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman ji to move that the bill be returned.
Sir, I rise to move that the bill be returned.
Motion moved that the bill be returned. The question is that the bill be returned. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. The bill is returned. I shall now put the motion regarding consideration of the Taxation Laws Amendment Bill 2025 to vote. The question is that the Taxation Laws Amendment Bill 2025 as passed by Lok Sabha be taken into consideration. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. The motion is adopted. We shall now take up clause by clause consideration of the bill. Clauses 2 to 5 stand part of the bill. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. Clauses 2 to 5 are adopted. Clause 1, the enacting formula and the title stands part of the bill. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. Clause 1, the enacting formula and the title are adopted. Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman ji to move that the bill be returned.
Sir, I rise to move that the bill be returned.
Motion moved that the bill be returned. The question is that the bill be returned. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. The bill is returned. Honorable members, the House stands adjourned to meet at 11 a.m. on Monday, the 18th August 2025.